What's up, everyone?
What's going on, gentlemen?
How's
Living
it
the
going?
life. Living the life.
Living the life.
So, pretty exciting stuff going on, huh?
It's
Tell me
always
about it,
exciting.
Tell me about it.
So, Greek and NR, man, those videos were awesome. I know that a lot of people took it, a certain way and everything like that. But man, you were basically saying, look, the community needs direction. They need to know what you guys are doing and what's going on. And from the conversations that and Nick might join us. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but he has all the information that if he can, he will. He did talk about that. But all the conversations that I had, it just the NR's video and then yours, it just sparked them all to say, you know what? Look, the community's out there, man. They are saying we need to get this going, and I want to give you props, both of you guys, because it was, it was kind of like a look. We've been going through this for a while, and this was like, look, Greek speaks for the community a lot in a lot of different ways. People feel, that you're out there and you're for the community and everything. And when that happened, man, a lot of things happened today that I was like, man, that was pretty darn awesome. So I want to
Yeah.
give you guys
I want it to be known I'm 100% behind Nick. For
Mhm.
anybody who was like in the comments questioning me, I'm 100% behind Nick. The point of the video wasn't even for Nick per se. It's to get the other scumbag to do the right thing or to put pressure on him. I had to mention I mentioned Nick, but I just want everybody to know I'm going to be just as critical of Nick moving forward as I am. I know we voted for it, but we need to be critical of everybody. This isn't just because we put too much faith in people. Nick's showing all the right things. He's doing all the right things. And let me tell you, I'm 100% behind him right now. But I really want to apply pressure to the other side,
Mhm.
the dark side that we don't talk about. That's where my focus is going to be on.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm monitoring the Discord and all that, and just got a comment just now to you, Greek, said, "We know you're for Nick. Don't cave in." Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. And it was fantastic. It was fantastic because I got a lot of messages and all that kind of stuff, and then we had multiple occasions to talk to Nick and everything like that, and he was, he can only say so much, I mean, on both sides. It's not like he's hiding anything or anything like that, but they just don't, they're discussing things to try to negotiate things that are in the best interest of the community. And uh, basically, I think last night was like a wake-up call. And I don't know about the other side, but I do know that Nick, man, the conversations and everything behind the scenes were like, yeah, he is completely in support of the community taking actions that would be helpful for the community, and he encourages that. That's why he wants a DAO. That's why he wants um, um, that's why he wants a DAO. That's why he wants the community involvement and everything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. So, what the heck, man? So they're out there. It sounds like they're out there trying to work out something, right? Is that what we're all
Yeah,
thinking?
here's my only thing. It's like they had something worked out, all five sign it. Then now, Brian makes an announcement that we got this other agreement and they have to sign it. And I'm like, is this just one of Brian's games where he's just playing the stall game and he's just going to keep going on and just create different barriers of entry just to get what he wants? I just don't trust Brian Legend. And a lot of it is that was the point of my video, is if, Nick's can only go so far with his negotiations. The community can apply pressure to Brian. Now, whether he listens or whether he cares about us, that's a different story. But at least I could say, hey, I applied pressure to this guy. I'm not going to just let him rest easy. He thinks these funds can be his or whatever. Until that payment's made to Nick, until the multi-sig wallet's done with, it's always, we got to rely on Brian keeping his word. and that's dangerous.
How's that working?
It's almost. What? I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you, Kryptonian buddy?
No, you said we've got to rely on Brian keeping his word. I was asking, how's that working out for you? You know,
Yeah.
I don't trust the guy at all. You know, if he decides to keep the money, that's a felony, and we'll go a different route. But let's hope he keeps his end of the bargain, and whatever the bargain's going to be, whatever the negotiation is. I did see some changes. You know, and you know, I saw the videos. I saw NR's last night. It's pretty late. You know, kind of. I thought it was very, very. I was 100% behind it. 100%. I mean, he's exactly right. And then I saw yours this morning, Greek. It's our money. It's our source code. You know, it's our blockchain. You know, Brian resigned, right? Remember, stepping down, deleted shit and everything. So there's no
he
standing that
resigns
he
and
has.
then he gets control of everything. How does this always magically work out in the scammer's favor every single time? And we're always left holding the bag. We're always left footing the bill. I'm sick of it.
Yep.
People are sick of it. I don't want Brian involved. I don't want him to have anything. I mean, if we have to give him a token allocation and then he transfers the multi-sig, whatever we can do to secure those funds. We need those funds. That's our money. We shouldn't be giving in, be like, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay, Brian Legend. It's not okay. You need to give us what's rightfully ours. Because I can assure you, if it came down to a battle with Nick and Brian Legend, maybe I should have said this clearer in my video. If it came down to a battle, who do I trust to do the right thing more? Nick, 150,000% is going to do the right thing. He would do what's best for the community. On the other side, I have no clue. I don't know what goes on in this guy's head. I mean, personally, he's holding out for basically more token allocation. I don't know what his end game is, but if this blockchain doesn't come out, all that's useless to him, and it doesn't matter. So I have no clue.
Yeah, Rob says I'm always optimistic because I've seen plenty of good things come out of bad things in my life.
For sure.
And I can't reiterate more what you said. I'm just going to go on a personal note, and there was a lot of conversations, a lot of concerns, and I'm so appreciative to NR and you for your videos because it seemed like it just sparked. Like, wait, like, you know, it's like when you're just like laying around, you're like, I don't feel like, you know, going and cutting the grass or something. And it was like just something hit, and it was like, oh, we got to go. And it was just like the floodgates started opening, and it was like just the responses that we got today. I know that Nick can't talk a lot about, and I have no idea where they're at in the whole. You know, we'll just have patience. We'll get there, but just the different reactions that Nick had. The way that things were, it just seemed like, man, we're seeing progress today. I mean, and I'd like to see that continue, but it seemed like this day was like, you know what? I think a lot of people that are behind the scenes were like, yep, it's time for us to get going on this. It's time for us, the community. I saw a ton of people, they were getting along for a little bit, then they stopped getting along and all that stuff. But, you know, some people just never going to get along. But I just saw a lot of people that at the beginning were like, what? And they were like, you know, they started feeling like, yeah, this, and we have to show this support for the blockchain moving forward, you know. And like you said, Greek, you're still going to be critical. I mean, just because I support Nick, I don't want to see him fail or anything like that. And I want to say, I'm not going to be rude and disrespectful to him. But if I see something I don't like, I'm going to be like, Nick, hey, buddy, what about this? And he can explain it to me or whatever. Or he might even be like, oh, I didn't even know that, you know? So that's the way we need to be. We need to be like, we're going to support you, but we're also going to make sure that everything's right.
He did a good thing today. He gave control of the Discord, which is something Brian Legend rarely would do to, you know, he wants to. So the new Discord daddy is Chris Cruz. He is in control of the new name Discord now.
Yeah, so just be careful what you say. I've been waiting. And Kryptonian went away, but I was actually looking to ban him earlier, but I couldn't find him.
What else is new? Kryptonian going away.
I know. I was
going to get to all the comments alone. Oh, man.
Yeah, he must not be hearing it because he would be coming in here, but I you know, I know that you guys, that absolute power, man, it corrupts everybody. And as soon as I had got that power, I was looking for Kryptonian, man. I was like, "Where's he at? I'm gonna ban him. Right? I'm gonna give him a timeout." No.
I wonder how Mr. Legend feels about the fact that he can't do anything about this Discord.
Well, he might not. He might not even know. But I'm gonna go on record for saying this, that the situation with me having the Discord is just till the DAO is created and it can be transferred. I have no plan. There's only one thing that I think that's in the works that people would like, and I don't know the status of it, but I do know it's something that's very active, is to get a validators chat. And that is something that has been I think it was in the works, but I think with this stuff it moved it along a little faster. So I think that's something that you might see. But other than that, it's the same mods. We're not doing any of that stuff. None of this, nothing's changing. Nothing at all. Anything major that would come up that would need to be changed or anything, there's going to have to be a vote. If there's not a DAO, I'm not changing anything. And it is purely just safekeeping for the community from point A to point B. That's it.
And I will say the free speech in there is refreshing. Today, there's people who didn't agree with my video, didn't agree with NR's video, and they were voicing their concerns. But what I liked is they were professional. They kept it clean. Yeah, you don't have to agree with everything, but that's what is great. We need to have those opposing views, and good things come out of opposition like this. You know, somebody can come up with an idea and we'll be like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. And that is what I like. And it's a good thing.
Well, that's kind of the whole point, right, Greek, is to spark conversation and intelligent conversation.
Yeah.
And now that you're here, man, I know people have already seen this and everything like that, but I just want to say, I told Greek about it, but your video last night, man, it knocked my socks off, man. I know we don't like that saying and everything like that, but I was like, oh yeah. And then Greek's follow up on it knocked my socks off again. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just, I'm not even gonna wear freaking socks anymore.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, and I jumped into Discord for a while. I was a little busy today, but I saw some people's reactions to both mine and Greek's video. And I think some people got the wrong idea. Like, we wanted to take everything away from Nick and kind of have it just be a community run project. And people were saying you guys couldn't even revive safuu and all this type of stuff. That was never the intention. At least that's not what I was going for. And from talking to the gentleman on the screen right here, that was never the intention. It was to spark some conversation, hopefully put some pressure on BL, maybe get a little better deal for Nick on the back end. And best case scenario, maybe we can get Nick to hand over some property that we paid for. You know, that was kind of what it was about. It wasn't about let's have a mutiny and take this away from Nick and do it ourselves.
Yeah, and I didn't take it like that. I took it as, like, calling people to task, say, hey, let's get this rolling.
Let's be done with the BLBS.
Right.
And let's put our foot down.
Right. And I thought it was great. I thought it sparked a lot of stuff, and there was a ton of conversations and stuff in the background. And I personally, people can disagree with me and everything like that, but what you did and what Greek did, it was spectacular. And I watched it, and I know you guys, and I know every second of those videos of the two of you. Everything you were talking about was coming from the heart, and it was for the community. You weren't trying to hurt the community. You were trying to say, look, there are hurt people out here that need representation, and we need you to step up and take care of the community. And if you're not, we're going to step in. Right. And it's not so much directed at Nick or whatever, but Nick was immediately, when he saw the videos and saw that stuff, he was even responding in there with what he could. He wasn't like, yeah, he was like, his comments were like, I fully support, like, the community engagement and activity and bringing things together like that we're doing. So I think it was great, and I'm very happy that you guys did it, and very appreciative.
Yeah, I'm just happy because Nick was getting some heat, and then I'm like, oh, if they give me some heat, that's good. At least it's not on Nick. Yeah. They're thinking of ideas now that before they were just bashing, oh, Brian, we don't want Brian. Nobody wants Brian to have any part in this. Trust me.
Right.
Nobody. Okay, no, I don't want him having anything. But we have to think of it also. If that's what it takes to just launch this thing, right now we're getting nothing while they're bickering over stuff, and Brian's holding our funds hostage. These are our funds. We shouldn't just be like, well, let him take some and whatever. He shouldn't have any control of it. That's all I wanted it to be known. These are the community's funds. Well, it's only probably 25% of our funds, actually, because Brian's got the other 75% already. So I don't know what the heck his problem is. Does he want to keep taking? Like, seriously?
I don't know if this is where I left off or not, but Omar, hi from Portland, Oregon. That's pretty awesome. Got some good news for us today. Well, I think we have an all around good news because I think the community feels it. I mean, I feel like this is coming together. I think we're moving forward. Hopefully, but at the same time, we are dealing with some real rough people. So,
A community together is much stronger than a community divided. Remember, we all have the same common enemy here. So let's all put our productive hats on and let's fight the enemy, which is very easy. We all hate him. So easy to fight.
No doubt. And I'm sure I speak for Greek as well, Chris. I mean, you said that you made the statement that our videos came from the heart. They did. They also came from a culmination of all the thought process and conversations that we've had, whether it be via text or in the back. I mean, a lot of that stuff are things that we've all talked about, and just, it's been weighing on me and weighing on you guys. And I just happened to jump behind a camera, man. So, I think I spoke for everyone up here at some point.
Oh yeah. You can, both your videos, everything that you guys said, I would agree with 100%. And if you even said that I speak for Chris, I would have been like, yep. So yeah, you did not speak out of turn, but I don't know if you heard it, Kryptonian, but when the Discord, the transfer happened in the Discord, the first person I was looking for, right? I was looking for you to ban you. I was like, I'm a ban.
Oh yeah. That's why I stayed out of it, man. That's why I stayed out of it, because I already knew.
I wasn't gonna ban you. Maybe I'd have done like a wait. Can you do like an hour timeout? I'd have been
like I got a roll, and then he got.
You can do a minute timeout just to make him laugh.
You know what? What I let him do is I'd let him like do a minute timeout, and then he'd come back and he'd say something. I'd minute timeout him again.
I'm like, why is nobody seeing my messages? I was chatting all day, man, but I wouldn't. No one.
You want to know the difference between the two Discords? When I release my video, what I normally do is I go just share it in the Discord. For anybody who wants it, I shared it. It was already shared like 20 times by the time I shared it in the new name Discord. So then I go in Vulcan Discord. And I'm like, let me just share my video. I share it. Whatever. Go back in there 2 hours later. I got a 7-day timeout. What a difference. I just share a video trying to just take what's ours, and that's how much fear that side has in the Vulcan side.
Oh, that's scared, man.
Stop him. We can't let him spread this. The community might get smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joke. That's it. I'm done ranting.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. What, did I bring up your comment twice? Oh, you did another one. Never fear, the Greek is here.
I didn't write that one. I did not write that one.
I don't know who made that. I have no idea.
Khan's writing comments for me.
He doesn't write in all caps, so he knows it wasn't you. You don't have
Melon.
that.
This is true.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sky highs. Hope all the work showed some results. Let Nick know I'm in his camp still. Yeah, let's. I think what we need to do, and that's why I was thinking about this earlier. I had dinner with my daughter, and we were talking, and she's just talking about different things, and it sparked something for me to think about. And I am trying to get to the point where we as a community, every single time something comes up, it is very devastating. Like we're just shaken, and it's like we're waiting for the other shoe to drop constantly. And I think we all just need to try to get stronger, and not everything's going to be perfect. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but the next day, but it's not going to be, blue, sunshine and rainbows and all that kind of stuff and pretty butterflies forever. I mean, there's going to be things that come up. And the problem we have is as soon as something like that comes up, and I feel it too, I'm not saying the community too, I'm just like, as soon as that happens, I immediately am upset with somebody. And it's like, I'll see a comment or someone will do something. I'll be like, oh, I'm upset with you. They didn't really do anything wrong, but I'm just upset with you because I'm upset because of something that didn't have anything to do with you. So I'm just thinking, man, I just wish we could get to that point where, like, you know what? We're going to roll with the punches. We're going to adjust. We're going to do a whole lot of Kryptonian sayings,
Not all of them. There's some you don't want to know.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, some of them you put them out. You were putting something out there the other day. I went and actually, I like that. I like that meme that's Denzel Washington. And he's like, my man. And I'm like, heck yeah. Oh, check it out. We have a special guest coming in here.
You
It's
can do a
not
special
Nick.
announcement.
Yeah, it's not Nick or anything like that. No announcement or anything. We have just a regular one of us special. Tartan Madman has joined us.
It's the man.
What's going on, buddy?
No bad, no bad.
So it's what, like 3 o'clock in the morning there?
It's 1:30 in the morning for me.
Half one more. That's really good. So how are you feeling today? Did you see all that stuff going on today and everything like that? Well, I just want, before you say anything, dude, how come you're getting, look at these F3 warriors you're getting from Fowler. I mean, he's got that launch going on tomorrow, and the OGs were able to get some, and some of the ones you got, I'm seriously, man, you got like some of my favorites and everything. I was a little bit upset. I was a little bit jealous, and I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna find my peace. So, but you got some pretty good ones. But how are you feeling about today? You were there all day. You were at Discords and stuff like that. You knew what was going on and everything.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Tired.
Tired.
Very tired.
So how did you guys feel? And this is for everybody. How did you guys feel right after Greek's video? What was the first thing you were thinking? Well, Greek and NR, we already knew what you were thinking.
Greek's video made me want to
like it, and then I'm like, please don't sacrifice me. But I go, I'll take it because I'm here for the community. I don't care about what happens to me. I'm like, hey, I can handle it. But it was good. I liked it.
Greek's video made me want to hit the punching bag.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Pride, are you at work? If you want to join, you know how to get here, right? I saw him. Every time I go away from this thing, I miss all the comments and everything like that.
I start some comments for you.
I saw them, but we don't have a whole lot of questions in one, so I just wanted to like hit as many as possible and just roll through it. But
just whenever you get to them.
I figure when I go to the other screen and come back, it skips all the way down to the bottom. So I got to roll all the way back up the top.
That is a problem. And I noticed that today when I was on the live earlier I was doing by myself, is it skips back and forth and it jumps and then you lose your spot and you're like,
yeah, I'm way off. We got this guy. What's this guy saying? I've managed to stay up and have made it. There you go. Thank goodness he's here. Teddy One's here, and look at that F3 Warrior and his profile picture.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. And Kelly Productions. I think I am actually where I was before because I just did Sky Highs. So Top Legend says, I'm not sure who this person is. You think he's saying you, Greek?
It is. He's a smart man.
Saying you. He just misspelled it. He types like me.
Yeah. Like you in the non-blue chat where we can't fix things.
Yeah. That Kelly Production says, absolutely, Chris. I'm glad that you're taking over the Discord. Thank God. Wow. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's just interim and there are no changes going to be made or anything like that. And it's just going to be passed off to the DAO once it's created. And hopefully they do it quickly. Hopefully that all comes together and it's a community vote and it's a fair vote. And You know, the right people are put in the right places. Yep. Brian is always playing games.
Yep.
Yep.
You can be darn sure anything he does is out of self-interest. Is you know, in God we trust. Good evening, gentlemen. Tartan Madman, one more time here. Apart from BL and Plan B token allocations, then I am all for Nick's plan. So, Tartan Madman, what do you think about the fact that, and we don't know anything. I don't know
Yeah.
anything, and I'm not saying anything. But what if that is still something that's on the table that just they just I can't even say they're negotiating. I'm not even sure. I just think a lot of stuff happened, and what if that stays the same way and we do move forward? You think you'd be okay with it? You think it's like, no, it's a deal breaker? You know what I mean? And say we get a decent amount of liquidity too. We get the source code. We get everything. Well, we get the source code and everything. Everything comes together. We get decent amount of liquidity. We're moving forward, but that's still there. How do you feel?
If they have to get the token allocation, then so be it. But I would prefer that it has to be vested for 5 years.
5 years.
That has to be part of the deal. Yes, fine, you can get your tokens, but if you think this blockchain is going to be successful, 5 years. End of.
Well, here's the thing: in any negotiation, both parties have to come out and feel like they've won, or it's not a good negotiation. If somebody gets beat too bad, they're always going to be resentful. They're always going to come back and try and get more. I've been in many a negotiation. Chris, I'm sure you can speak to this. Both parties have to come out and feel like they've won. So at what point, I know we want BL to have nothing. We want him to get nothing.
Yeah.
But in order for that to happen, he's going to come out of that negotiation super salty, and he's going to be gunning for either Nick or the community or the blockchain or something. We need him to be just happy enough to where we can live with whatever he gets and he goes away.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? And we have to decide as a community what that looks like and what we're willing to live with. You know, personally, I don't want him to have any say in what goes on with the blockchain.
No.
I mean, he's going to walk away with some money. That's a given. The question is, what amount is that? It's a tough one because we don't want him to have anything. You know?
I think that having anything to do with the blockchain is, I literally think it's a deal breaker for Nick. I think he is adamant about that.
I hope you're right. Yeah. I hope you're right.
Yeah. I think, and you know, to be honest with you, I mean, he, you know, we'll see. It's all speculation and everything like that. And I don't want to, you know, because we could be talking completely the wrong way, and they're like over here, and we're like, what
Next
about
thing
this?
You know, Brian's the head of the DAO. No,
yeah, and it's like totally different. And everything, but I did. Oh yeah, I saw that, but I'm gonna mark something here just because.
Oh, do what you gotta do. Sorry.
Good. Yeah.
I was gonna say too soon to say Brian's part of the DAO.
I know. I was joking.
People lose their minds. But Jaime, thank you for the super chat. Nick has the full support of the community, which he does, and that's a fact. We need time to time our moves and be pragmatic and strategic. Install the DAO first and gain control. You may have my full support, and I really appreciate all the effort made. You have, not you may have. Jesus, you have my full support. Thank you so much, Jaime. Can't even read.
All right. So did I get Richard Hudman's? Did that come up? Richard Hudman's here. What's going on, Richard Hudman? New web videos. Evening, guys. J Mass. I actually was teary-eyed last night watching NR LFG. Really? I mean, I was like, yeah, yes.
Yeah, I was like, yes. I was pumped, man. I didn't go to sleep until
I think I texted NR and I'm like, I can't even sleep now.
Yeah, you did.
And he's like, sorry.
You're not gonna tell him what I text you. You don't. No.
Can I actually say something about NR's video?
I can show you what he texted.
Oh yeah. I mean, unless NR, you know,
good or bad, man. It is what it is. No. Yeah.
I actually got very emotional watching that because everything you said in that is how I feel.
That's good to hear, man. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for the kind words. And I think pretty much everybody in the community is feeling that way. There's just a lot of frustration. There's, we all feel like this guy's got control. We don't want him to have control, and there's nothing that we can really do about it. And it's kind of what it was about. And I know, Greek, I know your video was about the same. I'm done. I'm done with this guy calling the shots and having the control. And obviously we can't physically go to and put a hurting on the guy, even though some of us would like to. That's just not the way that the things can be handled. But we as a community just need to step up and say we're done. And I think if we band together and just make some demands, and we're not going to take it, we're not going to put up with this. We're not good with this. We're not good with that. Our voice will be heard as long as we're speaking as one. Yeah. Moving in unison. So there's power in numbers. I mean, governments have been overthrown that way.
It's not Nick. Don't get crazy, but it is somebody else. Let me, JMS is there. I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to star it so I know where I'm at before I go there. It's Master Baron. What's going on, buddy?
What's happening, guys?
What's up, man?
Wow, it's been
got a good mic.
crazy
roller
coaster in the last 24 hours, huh?
Yeah, I asked Tartan Madman when he came and everything like that. So you've been there all day, right? You saw what was going on and everything.
Oh yeah. And I'm on a different time zone right now. I'm in the Eastern Europe, but I'm flying back to the United States on Sunday. So earlier today, my time, I kind of been driving between the meetings and putting my thoughts together on the note. Kind of like, wanted to publish something to post on the Discord. And then all of a sudden I see an Ars video. I'm like, damn, he's right on the spot. He's speaking my language, the same thing. And I'm like, this is crazy. When only a couple hours later, I was able to actually to post something like, and we got a great reaction. And so me and R and Greek, and again, the community, they got the wrong impression from Nick, probably, and the community got divided. But we're all here for the same goal, to make sure that the blockchain exists, and it's ours. It's not BL's BS.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. So did you NR, you're look, I think you're muted.
Damn microphone. How about that?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. I wanted to touch upon something with Nick. I kept seeing a lot of people talk about how he's already been paid, excuse me, $2.4 million. And it's like, okay, well, sure, that was our money that was paid to him. But at that point in time, we entrusted BL with that money to do what was right, produce us a blockchain, move this thing forward. Nick negotiated a contract at that point. So I'm not mad at Nick for getting paid $2.4 million. I mean, I've taken on jobs that were harder than other jobs, and I charged more for it. Customer agreed to pay it. So you can't be Nick. You can't be mad at Nick for receiving that $2.4 million. I mean, you just can't. Everything that I've seen from him so far moving forward, since everything's gone down, he's been all about the community. He wants a DAO. I think people are giving Nick too hard of a time over that, if that makes sense.
And the thing is, Anar, you were so right, spot on BL is not going to go away without a fight. I mean, we all know that. There is no way. I mean, if it was my blockchain, if I were a scammer, God forbid, I would never let it go. Like it's his baby, right? We need to find a common ground. Like we need to figure out what he gets in return. Obviously, he will want something in return, but nothing like what the first deal was negotiated. It's he's in charge of everything right now. But we have a leverage. We have a source code.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, does he even want that source code now, or does he just want some money and to go away and do YAMP and Stamp and other shit tokens?
Yeah, there is
You
nothing
know?
I don't think he can do anything with the source code. He would need to find a new team, and who
Right.
would want to work under his wing. You know,
Right.
like his reputation is ruined.
Right.
I think Sky High he's up to something. Sky High, it shows I got an outgoing friend request you. I thought we were already friends, but if we're not, then whatever. I'm gonna cancel.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
The good thing, I was also talking to Nick behind the stage, and when he got back to me and said, like, "Hey, Baron, I'm not going anywhere." So to me, it was like, thank God, you know, he's still a part of this entire project. So we're in good hands. So the only thing is left right now, we need somehow to negotiate that deal with the other guy.
Yeah.
The other question is if because I think Nick's the original agreement that was out there or whatever, does Brian release the money? If things are signed, do you guys think Brian will release the money? I mean, it's speculative at this point.
I mean, you
would hope he would.
Oh yeah, you hope.
But I don't trust the man.
Right.
Well,
You don't
look
trust
how he
him.
released it before.
Right.
He released it under the guise of it still going to him.
I'm sure, like, once again, it's all about tokens allocation. If he can get something out of it, because at this point, nothing is going to happen. He can get a source code, but like, what he's going to do with it? Like, he definitely needs to get something out of this, but nothing crazy. Like, he's got like what, like right now on this current deal, like what is it, like over 1 million like tokens, or like 2 million tokens or something? It's a crazy number.
Million
Like,
team allocation, 211,000 in his main wallet.
oh, is it? Like, because I did see something else, like ePlays gets like something, like Nick gets like 15, like a 1.5 million, and Jason Brian gets like over 1 million tokens. And if you like multiply it by $5, that's just crazy amount of money.
How do you guys feel of just buying them out with some of the funds and just saying, get the hell out?
I don't think Brian's going to allow that. Then the other thing about giving Brian some allocated tokens and then having them vested is at that point he has some vested interest in seeing the blockchain be successful. You know what I mean? So he can't attack the blockchain. He can't do something nefarious, because at that point then he's going to lose money. That's the only benefit of giving him some tokens, vesting them, is now he has a vested interest in the blockchain doing well.
Did you guys see my statement? Someone raised the statement, just as Master Baron said there, that he's gonna have close to like what? I mean, a total value of like what, $5-6 million technically if it's $5. Yeah. But my point, technically they're worth nothing. Any blockchain, any coin that launches has a speculative value at first. The market determines the value afterwards, wherever it decides to settle. So it's tentative $5. I would say greatly not. I hate to say that, but
well, I think that like what you're talking about, Con, and this statement that's up here, I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Brian pull liquidity day before launch or don't transfer it. Okay. Like what you're saying and stuff. If they're really just screwing themselves, they really need to just follow the rules and be quiet. And honestly, I mean, really, that's what they really need to do. And even personally, it's like, you know what? Okay, if I don't like act a fool, maybe years down the road I'll get paid. Okay, or get
but
be able to.
They're not going to have any of that liquidity. So I mean, if we're going to wind up launching, that obviously stuff will have been figured out already. Mm-hmm. So there would be no worries about that. But I just need to get that through people's heads, is that yes, in quotations, tentatively, the price is $5, but we actually don't know what the inherent value of whatever new name token will wind up, coin will wind up actually being. Yeah. And also we have that vested amount that we'll be getting, so that'll greatly hinder the amount of selling that will happen. There's a bunch of factors that could go into the price, like just like how when Esco launched and it was somehow $30,000. We all found out it's actually worth like cents. So this giving you that speculation and that kind of knowledge to kind of go forward when that launches, because a lot of things like we saw Flare and what other couple tokens, what Richard Hart's, as soon as it came out, we found out what it was actually worth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the good thing again, Nick is back. He listened to the community. We were very vocal, and he's willing to reconsider. And I love his flexibility. He's all ears.
Crypto Her says in a comment down below, says, "What do you guys think about that?" So I just thought it was a statement, but I think they're asking the panel and everything like that. The total amount of vol that the scammers get is around 7.5 million. After 6 months, they'll get in total 250K Vulcan tokens, 50K each. That are that for 30 months. That will kill the blockchain.
Do you think? I mean, you think that after enough time, 30 months, that's what, 3 years almost. That's 2.5 years. You would feel like we would have enough liquidity and also enough, trading.
Isn't it technically 36? Isn't it technically 36 months? Yeah.
So with him saying that, by the end, I don't think that they're all going to just hold their tokens to the end of 3 years and then sell it. I guarantee you, they're not going to. Because that's everyone. Okay, that's everyone's speculation with every freaking project I go into, is that everyone's going to sell at the top. Everyone's going to do this when they have the most. And guess what? That never happens. That never ever happens. Like how many people got just wrecked in all these projects because they just kept holding and holding and holding. Because unfortunately, people like Brian like that will just dump on the community the whole entire way through. But fortunately for us, the amount that he's going to have is so negligible compared to what he almost allocated for himself.
Well, what do you guys think is a fair amount for those two to have? Just kind of like
a fair amount, nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
He already took 75%. I would say rather than having his own personal wallet, it's either team allocation for him or his personal wallet allocation. Why does he
one or the other?
One or the other.
One.
Pick one. You'd be a dumbass to not pick the team allocation. It's a lot more. It could be a lot more lucrative for him, but who knows what his end game is. But he's already taken so much. So it's so tough. Saying what Brian should get.
And I think that's what, yes. And that's why the community's like, screw him. He doesn't deserve anything because he's taken already.
Yeah, he holds our funds hostage right now.
Yep.
For anybody who doesn't know, he's the one holding him and Jason.
Plan biatch,
as NR likes to say. He changed his name in Discord. NR, it's pretty cool.
I like his. That comment here is that does Nick owe a completed blockchain to BL? That's a part I'm not clear on. Actually, that's where the issue is that BL resigned as
CEO.
As CEO.
Man.
So that's where the clarity needs to come from, because of the fact that, and that's what we were saying, is that, okay, if you guys aren't going to figure it out, we'll create a community and give us the source code and the liquidity, and we'll talk to, we'll figure it out, talk to Nick and ask Nick to step in and finish it all, and then that's what our point was, is that nothing's owed to him, to whatever the newest name that we're calling him. I mean, it's not. He has no standing, and that's what the only problem that I have is it's the liquidity issue. And that's what I feel about it. But hopefully they're working on it behind the scenes and everything like that, and it's going to get worked out. And like we're saying, I'm not saying, well, yeah, I'm saying, yeah, I'm there too. What NR and Greek were saying was like, now it's time to get going. You're playing around with our stuff, not, it wasn't like they did this on their own and we're buying into it now and we just haven't been able to buy. No, we gave you the money to do all this stuff. So now we want you to get moving forward. We want it resolved. We want to get it finished, the blockchain going, and people to start being able to put a little little something in their have some tangible return in their hands. So, and I don't think, and I think Nick is on the same page. So he was not offended or upset about the videos or anything like that. He was like, yeah, I'm in agreement. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was good.
support
That
it."
was good to see. That was
Yeah.
So
definitely
that shows
good to
me
see.
his character,
Yeah.
that he's
Right.
willing to take the heat, willing to do what's right for the community. On the other side, scumbag piece of crap.
Yeah, you had a comment up there about Nick standing on the stage at Dubai or something like that earlier.
Yeah, I saw it, and I wasn't going to read all of them,
I
but
mean,
then I was like,
at that point in time, Nick's a subcontractor. I mean, if I'm paid a job to do something, and I think this guy's building a clown car over here, but he thinks it's cool, he's going to pay me to do it. I'm going to do it.
I will say this: I was there on the stage at Dubai. Okay,
Right.
I went up there and accepted the fake award that we got for Blockchain
Right.
of the Year. Okay, at the time, did any of us believe that we were building that we were going to be in this
Right.
mess? You
Right.
think if Nick Caliani could foresaw this mess, would he have ever signed a contract with Brian Legend? Not a freaking chance.
I can guarantee if Nick could go back, he wouldn't get in bed with Brian and work with him
Yeah.
at all. 110%.
I need to interrupt you guys. Have you guys noticed the kinder, gentler Sky High lately? I mean, what's going on with this guy? He's like all calm and cool and collected and everything. I mean,
I think he started taking edibles.
yeah, he's out there like, it's gonna be all right, bro. Him and Teddy One are like best buds. And they're like, yeah. Teddy One is out there.
Good, Chris.
Brian Legend, you're still a scumbag. Nobody likes you.
Well, there we go. So if anybody's monetized on
There goes Greek's monetization.
There it goes.
Just share it with Marvin Gaye,
Thank
man.
you, Jaime, for helping my monetization out.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
says,
helping to
put the
pay
agreement in the smart
Kryptonian.
contract. Once it's signed, the liquidity is automatically transferred to a new wallet. Yeah, unfortunately, it's in a multi-sig, so there's no smart contract you can do anything with. It takes 3 out of 4 signatures, of which 2 belong to the scumbag piece of shit. Okay, so yeah, we're all dependent on that. So, and also J Mass says thank you. I think this is to NR, so he wanted to thank you.
Thanks, J Mass.
So thank you guys for the super chats. All super chats are appreciated. They are not needed, but thank you so much.
I know this doesn't make a difference, but correct me if I'm wrong. Brian resigned, and there's no entity. So surely he's owed nothing.
That's pretty much the point that both Greek and myself made. I mean, that's the conversation that we've been having. Yeah,
he controls the liquidity, and it could sit there forever. And then
that's
we're
the end of
all
the story. Yeah,
and I'm telling you right now, I feel like we could, if Nick went alone and everything like that, we could have raised the funds and everything like that. And there were many times when I was like, Nick, don't even talk to him, F him, Yeah. But no way,
For me,
man.
it's the principle. That's our
everybody here, everybody in the live, everybody in the community, they're like, yeah, I'll pitch in. But you know what, man? We got some money over there. We got some stuff over there. So we've paid that money already. So it's completely unfair. It puts everybody in a bad position, and to buy boosters and stuff. I think people were willing, but man, I just don't. I don't know how drained the community is. And if we could get to that level, and then, but me, I'm not sure. But Nick is the one that's completely vulnerable in that thing, because we may not even get close to it, and we're all like, I know we would be upset, but Nick would be like destroyed. He's putting like everything up there. So I can see points on both sides. That's where the problem with me is. I wake up one minute going, nothing. Then next minute I'm like, yeah, I can see it. So,
I see the conflict. Chris. Plus, everybody who lost money, Brian stole a bunch of money in Esco as well. That was a lot from our community too.
What's going on with Yomp? Did you see that craziness?
I stopped following that when it launched. I mean, as soon as he announced it, I stopped following it.
What happened?
I don't know. I was so busy, but I was in BrewFi Discord, and I think someone was talking about that Nick, Greg, Greek, you don't you like look at the Yomp chart every once in a while? I mean, did you do it last night or were you doing it
Yeah,
today?
last night I bring it up a lot. It's a very, very attractive looking chart.
Yeah, I thought you.
They have 6 D400 in 24-hour volume. Currently priced at 35 cents. So it's the token that keeps on giving. Not only does the price go down, you lose tokens every 15 minutes. So you get double screwed. Thank
Did
you,
you-
Brian Legend. for
Did you
your-
see that, NR? Because I was
DeFi
like,
I did.
I brought-
That's a good one, man.
I was like, I brought it up and he just went away. So it started. So I
I'm
was like,
still
I'll
here.
come back to it.
if I turn it off, I'm doing some stuff in the
I
background.
didn't know if you walked
so-
away or anything.
Nope,
like
I'm
that.
still here. I'm listening.
At
Kryptonian,
least
did you
he's
look
not
at
a
your-
full boy
Did
tonight.
you look at your text
Nope,
message, Kryptonian?
Not tonight.
Did you text me?
Chris, you sending nudes to Kryptonian again?
I actually sent it back, the one he sent to me.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You don't want that in your phone.
Oh yeah, he sent me a picture. I don't want to check it out.
You're not. Oh, it's not a picture, dude.
Gotta zoom in.
Oh, you got to keep zooming, huh?
Oh
You know what? You know what? I'll get you in the Discord, bro.
yeah, I'm already blocked.
Are
I'm
you
already
really?
blocked.
I was gonna say, did you do something already? They're gonna be like, "Hey, I ain't changed anything, man. You get blocked in there. I can't. I'm not bailing you out, man. Not at all."
I've been known to get blocked for just speaking my mind. I'll tread lightly with a big stick in there. I know you like big sticks. What?
I think that I think they're okay. I mean, they got a tough job and everything, and it seems like I think some people when they're in there, they know when they're gonna get timed out or something like that. So because I could even it's like, dude, that one's gonna get a timeout. And they're like, all right, I'm
I
out.
love when the brood guys
know when
brag
to leave.
about getting timed out, and then you're like, "What did you say?" And then they say what they said, and they're like, "Yeah, you earned that
It's
one. That was
kind of
good
a
one."
given, yeah.
Kind of like NR's timeouts. You're like,
I think in New Name,
Yeah.
I think it's like that. I think it's like you knew you went too far, but in the other ones, I've seen people post, "I got a 7-day timeout," and I literally just logged in.
I posted my video. I didn't even
So-
say anything other than
So
that.
I literally
What?
just logged in with my new name in Discord in Vulcan and got a
That was
7-day
you.
timeout. Yeah.
Yeah, that was you because I was like, "No way!" You're like, "Yeah." I
His
said, "I
name
didn't
is
say
very-
anything. I logged in."
Yeah.
But actually,
BL stands for boy lover.
did you? If you guys have had the opportunity to see NR's new name, just spend some time to try to track him down in the new name.
Yeah,
Discord.
join my Discord. You can see his
Yeah,
new
shoot me a
name for
D-
free.
Shoot me a DM
Oh, yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it's
I'm
quite,
still timed out in Vulcan.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they lift those at all.
No, I tried today, and I said, somebody who's a mod in Vulcan, do the right thing and stop falling for this scumbag piece of crap's ways of censoring and doing all this stuff. And I'm afraid I'm going to lose my mod position.
It means everything to me.
Yeah. Still got 2 days and 16 hours.
Man,
I think it's less than me. Let me see what I got.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh no, 2 days and 19 hours.
There you go.
I got my first timeout removed because I know people, but this one I couldn't. So I got to
I
live
think you're
out a week.
special. Is that what it is? Wow.
That's like, I mean, you know, in certain Discords, being banned is kind of like a badge of honor and stuff. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just leave them. And I know that I left Vulcan when all that stuff, when he came back, I just left. And I was in Brewfied, and they were like, "Why'd you leave?" I'm like, "I'm not going to be over there. Why would I? I don't want to be a part of that, you know, with him being there and everything." They're like, "No, you go in there, you say something, get banned, and you take a screenshot and bring it over here so we can give you a badge."
Yeah, it is a badge of honor, but like I want to be timed out for
That's
doing
funny.
something. Like today, sharing a video link, that's not anything to time somebody out for.
Yeah,
My first comment when I said, "Hey Brian Legend, it's your hey scumbag Brian Legend, it's your favorite Greek here. Just wondering if you came back to take the rest of our funds, you stupid piece of crap." And that's why I got this first time out. I liked that. I was happy, not sharing a video link. That come on, come on.
Yeah, you feel like you earned it at that point.
Yeah. Let me earn my timeouts.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just want to kind of go back to this whole Brian's resignation. It's such a joke. He could never believe what he says. He's always been on the bench, observing the entire circus. And it means
Or pulling the strings from back there.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Mhm.
And
I just want to address.
we just gotta do the right move with the community support and under Nick's leadership. I'm sure we can come up with something. Otherwise, there is no future. There is no future for this entire blockchain. We just can forget about it.
Hold on a second, Master Baron. Omar says, "Is there any chance this new agreement can still fall apart?" I can tell you right now, I have no idea. I have no idea. I have not seen it. I don't even know. We're thinking there's an agreement going on and everything like that. And I can assume that there's a lot of discussions, but I have zero. There's
Remember, it relies on one person, Brian Legend, holding his end, and how he sleeps. If he wakes up and he's mad at the clock, he might decide something else. Who knows?
I can tell you how he sleeps with a ladyboy wiener in his hand.
I was waiting.
Well, that's how it works.
That's how Brian sleeps.
Oh my goodness!
Are you? Have you had anything to drink, NR?
Nope, not at all.
Okay,
Not at all.
I'm just
Keep
thinking
giving up
because
that
it's gonna
Not
get
yet.
info, man.
Not yet.
That's a little bit too personal on his end. Come on.
it's gonna get pretty crazy up in here.
I wanted to ask how NR knows all this stuff, and then
Hey, man, that's what I've been told.
My point exactly.
That's what I've been told.
And God We Trust says, I have a good feeling with Nick in charge. Everything will be okay. He's looking out for the best interest.
you have hit all my starred comments. You're doing a good job today.
I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, I start all these comments that you've just been bringing up, and I've been
Right. So you want me to take a picture of the backstage and I'll post it and everything like that? So we'll see. There are 0 starred comments.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, you're doing a good.
I've been removing them as you get to them.
Okay.
So you've been covering them.
All right. I can't say that. I was going to say there's nothing starred, and he's saying I'm starred.
No, I'm saying you're doing a good job.
Oh, okay.
You deserve a star.
What he's trying to say, Chris, is that you're the only star.
Oh, I wanted to say something. You guys know in the new name Discord that you put a comment in there or something like that. You put something in there. You have to star it. Like it has to be at first start so that people go there and they can start. And if it gets to like 10, it goes into the star board. So if
I prefer the port side.
Yeah. Star. When you said that, I was like, yeah. No, God, no. What's he talking about? So, bells and whistles in the phrase is the phrase for you. This is a phrase you looking for. Oh, okay, bells and whistles. Okay, I read that completely wrong each time. Ashley's been here. So. With that being said, what do you guys? What do you expect our timeline and our delay is? Do you think there's going to be a big delay with all this stuff? Do you think that we're maybe a little bit longer? I mean, weren't we at the September 8th?
Too many variables. Do we get liquidity? Do we get a deal signed? Yeah, I mean, there's.
I think that the
variables,
RC1 and all that stuff is going to go, and in the meantime, we'll be doing. If we don't get liquidity, we'll be doing the boosters and all that stuff, right?
Then do we sell out? Do we sell enough?
Send this.
Yeah. I mean,
what'd you say, Greg?
We need super boosters if Brian doesn't send these funds to then raise capital to pay the devs to get RC1 up.
Right.
That's part of the problem. So this deal holds up a lot of stuff. Like, you don't want to start super boosters and then Brian just says, "Oh no, they're raising too much money. Let's sign this deal." And then now you're like,
well, at that point, you can tell them to shove the deal if you're raising too much money.
Yeah.
I mean, you hate to do that and then just have that much money sit there in limbo, but
maybe that's not a bad idea. Just do the super boosters, and if Brian decides
see what happens.
I don't know.
Yeah, did you guys see? Do you see what Fowler's got launching tomorrow night?
Yeah, man.
his F3 Warriors.
He's been working hard on that, man.
Is his live 6:45 a.m.?
No. When I saw that this morning, I was like, dude, you know that it's 7:45 a.m. tomorrow. And he's like, no, it's not. It's PM. I said, I'm looking right at it, man.
Oh, he never switched it. Yeah, it always defaults to AM.
Yeah, he did. He did switch it this morning, but it's 7:45 p.m. tomorrow night. And I don't know, it's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, this is an NFT project out there that, it's been pretty cool. So that's what Melon is talking about. She's going to buy F3 Warriors after this live. They are awesome. So, and he's got his launch. The OGs are able to get him now, but then his launch will be tomorrow night. It's actually, I think
mine.
there's a bunch of people in the chat that's got them as their profile pictures now. So, and then Omar says that Greek for president. And
I'm just a normal guy.
Nameless J says, guy is such a groupie. I don't know where that was from. What were you talking about? Is that Brian? What were you talking about, Brian? Or are you talking about me? You be careful, Nameless J. You all right, Kryptonian?
Yeah, you're kind of quiet over there.
I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
Are you?
Waiting for the shoe to drop, man.
Speaking of what was mentioned a few weeks ago on these live streams, there's zero need for node holders to get their money before anybody else, nor more than anybody else. We're all in the same boat.
It's true. We're in the Titanic as it's going down right now. We need to stop, patch up the hole.
Everybody gave a lot according to what they could, and that's different for each person. Yep.
100% true.
I'm with Nick on his vision, and I also support Greek for keeping on top of things.
Thank you, Param.
And then Viking Crypto Warrior. Good to have a fellow Scott. Oh, so I saw a comment down here. I did see this. I wanted to go to it real quick because he's asking Tartan Madman. What was he asking you? Lord have mercy. Let me go back and I want to star his comment. I want to find this comment, but you guys talk about anything you want. I got comments to find.
Oh, I'll bring one I just started. So we have breaking news from Teddy One, Chris Cruz nudes, LOL. That's the only thing that gets
look at his look at his. You see his FD Warrior there?
That is a cool F3 Warrior. So once again, these are the F3 Warriors, Teddy One's profile pic. So if you want one, go check it out. Gods of Gaming, join the Discord, check out Fowler. He does amazing work. Plug in for Fowler there. While also talking about Chris Cruz nudes.
I don't know where it's at, but I thought
it's in your phone.
Oh, here it is, right here. Bam. There you go. So, is it Rangers or Celtic?
None.
None?
None, huh?
I'm an Aberdeen fan.
Aberdeen. I think Viking Crypto Warrior is losing his shit right now. I might have to check the comments. He might be like, "What?" He might be agreeing with you. I don't know, but I did see that come up. I wanted to get to it, but get back to where I was.
So, are you in Scotland, Mr. Madman? There.
Sure I am. Yep.
Crypto, your mic is really low.
You probably muted me. How's that?
No, I have it turned up max on the screen here.
You just threatened to block me in that Discord you now manage, since the beginning, and all of a sudden the mic's low.
I wouldn't block you. I'm not going to block anybody.
He's got his mic on Marvin Gaye mode.
Can you speak louder, sir?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No.
One of my really good friends. He's actually from Aberdeen.
Oh yeah.
And he's an engineer. He's hilarious, man. But he certainly drinks a lot, man. I think I've seen him drink everybody under the table, and those guys, man. But I was at a whiskey club meeting earlier. I think this past Saturday. It was like a men's whiskey thing that a buddy of mine invited me to. It's pretty cool. And we had the speaker there. It's kind of off topic, but it was called Grant. I'm trying to think of it's a They're out of Scotland. Something Grant. Oh God, what is it called? It's a pretty nice one. But man, that is some of the best whiskey I've ever had, man. I'm trying to think of the name, but the last name is Grant. You probably wouldn't know it. I don't know if you drink whiskey or not, but
Not a lot, no.
not a lot. But I didn't realize that how much. I mean, I've heard that it rains a lot out there, you know, where you're at, and
Yep.
yeah, they kind of went into the history of that, man, and that's one of my bucket lists. But I guess my bucket list is to go to Scotland. You know, I really want to go to
I'd
Scotland.
love to golf in Scotland.
It looks amazing. Yeah, of course, golf and everything.
Beautiful, beautiful to golf, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. You know, all we got here in America is, well, we had California, but that turned to shit, and we got that's about it, man. That's all we got.
Yeah, I know crypto hurt. We talked about that. I am not a fan of the token allocations at all. So, my thing is that I don't know. I do just we got some time. I want to get to a DAO. I want to get some structure going. I want to see the blockchain out there. I want to see what happens. I think it's going to be exciting if everything can go right and everything like that. I'm looking forward to some of the projects that might come. Things that might happen with Nick and everything like that. And I'd like to. I wish I could go into the future a year, and I hope that in the future it's like, hey, we're not rich, but we're starting to see, we're not starting to see a return. I just want to see like people's lives getting just a little bit better. Less stress, less wait, like Kryptonian was saying, wait for the other shoe to drop type things. Not that so much anymore. Just so I don't like a lot of things.
Wake up to.
Yeah. I want to be able to be like, I want to have a conversation where we're all just sitting here and there's like everything's really going well everywhere, and we're just chilling. We're just talking. We don't have any kind of back of our mind, like any kind of stress. Again, like what Kryptonian's saying, waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're worried about this and that. But that's how I feel about it. But at the same time, I'm just looking forward to a DAO. I'm just looking forward to seeing some a blockchain out there, some stuff going on, and fingers crossed everything's working out well.
See, I think we should be under no illusion that BL will not accept anything less than what he's been offered.
Right. I would be very surprised, but I think there might be some room there. I don't know, might not, but
I just keep thinking to myself, this guy has no moral compass. So what is he willing to accept? The fact that he's even thinking about a team allocation, or he thinks he's owed anything after what he's pulled, just shows you he has no moral compass. So it's just kind of like, it's sad. It's really sad.
And I think that's just it too, I think he actually believes that he deserves it.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part, man.
Idea.
Yeah.
Guys, I scammed you out of 75% of your money, but I want more. Piece of shit.
Guys.
No, don't get me started on that. I got to get through these comments because Tartan Madman's got several comments going on down there. So I think he's pretty popular being here. Here's a question for you guys. Maybe you guys can talk about it, and I'll try to get through some of these comments a little quicker. I seem to not be getting anywhere. But I know this is a silly question. But how much money it would take to just refund everyone back what they invested?
Way more than we have.
Yep.
It was about
Way more than we have.
$5.6 million, if I remember correctly, in the nodes. And I think the problem is the value of the safuu we got for what we sacrificed was worth about, according to Brian Legend, it was worth 50 million, but we only had 9 million in liquidity, so they couldn't even pull that out. So we never had that to begin with. Yeah, it's a lot of money, and it would take a lot. But over time, we will get refunded if the blockchain's out and doing successful.
Yeah. I have to say, man, the community jumped up today, man. Did you see that?
Yeah, and it's refreshing seeing a non-botted Discord and actually seeing people talk, and it's all organic. Yeah. I like that.
They were out there, man. There was a lot of people that were like, man, they're getting on my last nerve and stuff like that, but they stuck with it, and they a lot of people found some common ground and everything like that. I hope we can stay with that, but at the same time, you got to be realistic. There are some people that just never going to be happy, and some people that just will never like look at anything critically. So they're like, but I do have to say this, NR and Greek, when you put your videos out, I thought it was very refreshing that there were some people that were like, what's Greek? Greek is crazy. NR is crazy. But a lot of people were like, you know what? Let me think about this.
They're not wrong.
And they were, they were thinking about it. They weren't just like, oh my God, raging in, Discords. That's what I saw, but it might be different. But and I liked that because people were like, you made them lean back and just say, wait a minute.
And it's good. Even those who vented, like, we are allowed to vent in this situation. We have all gotten it. I mean, really bad. Like, we're all getting screwed here. Nobody's like making out like a bandit except for one person, And so it's okay to vent. We like that's why. So it was good to see, and people being respectful. That's all you can ask. Be respectful to one each other. Ask the tough questions, and let's move forward together. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's good to vent, but I think yesterday it was getting a bit too personal in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Too many insults and personal things getting thrown about.
It was.
Yeah, people were kind of emotional, and when people get emotional, that's when you see the insults and the people getting personal.
And what I really like is Nick understands too. He understands how much Brian has hurt us, and he understands like he can't make everything. He had to give something to get something. So it's like it's a tough situation, but it's sad because you got a scumbag who's putting us in this situation, who's holding our money hostage. It's our money. It's not his money. Even though he'll claim you sacrificed and use that BS like he always does.
And I want to thank you, PM, for PG-13 in your word there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he wouldn't get into it.
Sky, what is that song you're wanting me to check out? Is it that Anthony? What's the guy's name?
Was it Sky High Jacko talking about the song? And
yeah, and then Sky says,
he sent the link with the song.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want me to play this thing, or it's that song that the guy Oliver Anthony Richmond, north of Richmond. Let me get through the comments. I like it. Everything.
You talking about the one?
I probably will know it if I hear it. I just.
What'd you say, Kryptonian?
The one that's going viral.
Yeah, the young guy that got the red beard and all that.
Yeah, I like that song. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sky High, in your comments, I want to click on the link.
Yeah, it's if you can't get it, I can post it in there. You know what? I'll just take it off of here. I'll just post it.
I got to go to your page and leave a like for you anyway, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got your page up over here too. So. All right, I just put it that YouTube video in the chats for everybody, so if they want to check it out and everything like that. I think we'd all like for there to be BL's tokens vested for longer, etc. But realistically, he's not going to give into that. But we need to get this blockchain rolling. So I think he's right. So with that being said, what are some of the other things that we want to talk about tonight? Because I think a lot of people understand what was going on. I think some people were shocked. I think that they were. I mean, we understand the Discord, right? And it's like, okay, I'm in charge of Discord, but that is just a placeholder for the DAO. So my thing is, what do you guys think on a timing of the DAO? And let's say in the next 48 hours, whatever deal is done, if there's even a deal, if there's even anything going on, but let's say anything that's going on is finalized in the next 48 hours. What do you think like the DAO is? What kind of time framing does something like that take? Do you guys have any understanding of that? Everything?
I think you see Nick jump into action pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I would say within a week, it's all set up.
I would say within a week or two, something like that would be ideal. Sure.
Yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be done.
Yeah.
So but I think that what the important thing is, we got to get it out to the community that maybe just once there's a deal going, just keep focusing on maybe announcements in Discord or something, because there is going to be some type of system that to vote. And if we're going to do it quickly, that would mean that people would quickly want to vote, and we would want like we would want.
There's not going to be
votes.
14-day votes or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where, but I'd hate it to be one of those things that, like, I was really worried about that with Nick, that people were going to just miss. Because I've seen people come in. I haven't been here in 2 weeks. What's going on? You're like, man, you missed the vote. You know?
Yeah,
But,
that's why if you know anybody who's part of the Vulcan blockchain is invested, just tell them, whether they're like Discord or not, to join that one, or watch us, watch videos, notification bell, because any big announcement considering a DAO stuff coming up, DAO votes, I will make a video of it and it will be up for anybody.
And
'Cause I
Greg
want
keeps his videos short for a reason.
Yeah. 5.5 minutes of your life. You don't need to watch 3.5 hours to piece through information or find
Right.
it. It's going to be there. The live supplement my shorts. So if I do a live, it's to talk to the community and really answer questions.
Unless he's on a boat.
Unless I'm on a boat. Unless I'm on a boat. Yeah. But yeah. I like keeping it short and sweet, to the point. You get in, get out. I'm saying too much. Okay.
what,
You've only got 5 minutes.
I'll leave
man.
that one alone, Greg.
I thought one of you was going to pounce on it. So
Yeah, I'll leave it alone.
I was purposely moving forward on it, but what I don't know what this means. So, healthy life. Someone please explain what I've missed and why I should be crying right now.
Here's why you should be crying right now. We are at a blockchain that is on the verge of never happening. You got scammers on one end trying to hostage our funds, and on the other end, you got somebody who wants to release it but needs funds, and we're all being held hostage, and a lot of people are getting hurt with their money. Short Cliff Notes version of what is going on. Basically, the Titanic is sinking, and we need to patch the hole from the iceberg and try and keep it afloat right now.
Do you see where I'm at on the comments? Would you just go take over for a minute?
Yeah, just let me get up there. Man, a lot of comments. So Barry says, can we do a snowy version of Tiger King? That's what he wanted to do. So if we do it, we can steal his thunder. If you say so, Barry.
Tiger.
Where the heck are we? This one was starred, so I'll just bring it up. Brian sleeps with the here. Richard Hudman has joined Vulcan Discord jail, and he just got released today, so he is on probation. So congratulations. Jack.
Okay.
Seven C's used to be funny. Now you're not funny no more. Not funny. NR, I wonder who is the big spoon and the small spoon. I'm assuming Brian is the big spoon and Jason is the small spoon when they sleep at night. Very
Good assumption. Pretty good assumption.
Very good questions. I have no clue where we left off. I'm trying to find it. Somebody talk.
Yeah, I was going to ask for clarification on something. I keep hearing and seeing about apparently Brian Legend accidentally admitting on Twitter that he stole $6 million of our money. Is that true?
I don't know. I'm blocked on his Twitter.
Here's where it comes. So that's actually a very good question, a good point. Remember when he brought his super amazing spreadsheet of all the blockchain financials, and he said 6.5 million is what they had and spent and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Well, then it comes out 2.4 million was paid for the blockchain, so that leaves us 4.1. You had 1.1, but that was just raised like a month prior, so you can't really factor that in. So I'm thinking he accidentally released the amount of money he had in liquidity at the start. And if that's the case, $4.1 million is missing. That's what I think.
That sounds like something he would do.
Oh, I
like putting his wallet address out there
Yeah.
and hurrying up and deleting it.
Yeah. And he's not untouchable. There's something put there we can use. There's always something we can use. We'll find a way to get him. There is a way. Ted Hayes says any settlement to Brian Legend has to be a clean one, off break, so no vested token, no wallets, no future earnings. If any of these are offered, it means he is still present in some form. He needs to be gone. I agree.
But how do you
get to that point?
How do you get to that point?
Now,
then you're gonna have to pay him out a chunk of money up front, which we don't have a ton of. So it's going to be one or the other. And again, if you give him an allocation of tokens, invest them, he has a vested interest to see the blockchain succeed. And he's not necessarily involved other than as an investor. So
Teddy One says Brian Legend can keep the multi-sig and we can have the blockchain source code. Blacklist his wallets and no token allocation for any of them or the team. Problem with this is that is our money. That doesn't belong to Brian. We already have a record. Well, we have a inkling that Brian took money. It's a very good inkling, 99.99999% repeating. It's a very strong possibility he took money. He screwed us once. He screwed us many times, and that's just like it's like how many times?
And not only did he screw us, Greek, he screwed the people in Fetrova. He screwed the people in Tags Exchange. He screwed the people in all of his in Yamp. He screwed the people in Esco. Like there's a pattern here. And it just keeps repeating.
That's a good point. It's our money, which we don't have access to. So,
right.
And I don't think we're going to get the access to this money.
And I'm afraid the only way to go about it with no token allocation is to do a payoff. Now, what are you willing to pay this guy off to just say bye-bye, leave us, and never be again? And and we still would need to trust him to send the rest of the funds. So just so people are aware of that, like it's just
it's gotta be like some kind of lump sum, not like
right. But we don't have a ton of money to pay him out. So what does that look like? Is he going to be happy with $200,000? I don't see him going away for $200,000.
Like if you can send a lump sum of that, whatever we have, $900,000.
Well, he's got it. He's going to be the one to keep it and send the rest.
Well, like what I'm suggesting, obviously nothing is going to happen, but like if we can send we create a new multi-sig where Nick is in charge and Brian and Jason are no longer a part of it. He send like one of the deals, like he sends a lump sum of this money to this new multi-sig, and we give him some kind of like token allocation. And he'll get some amount of tokens for the blockchain, for the new blockchain.
I just want to know how they came up with that team allocation where he gets 1.4 million tokens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why he thinks he's owed 1.4 million. I know his narcissistic ass is probably thinking, well, I'm the founder.
Well, Greek, what was the original team allocation?
That's where a lot of people misunderstood Nick, because I think the original team allocation was total. He didn't have Brian Legend listed in that, but it was at 7.5 million tokens. So that was always the allocation. This is similar. It's just now Brian Legend's name in it.
Right.
And that's where a lot of people are, and seeing his name just hits people hard. So in Nick's way, he didn't really give up anything that wasn't already in his initial proposal when he came to us, when he was supposed to get the multi-sig funds. It was just who the 7.5 million is going to. If it was going to Chris Cruz instead of Brian Legend, people would be okay with it, because Chris Cruz is a good guy.
First, we know Chris first of all wouldn't.
Chris would donate it back to the.
Yeah, don't be sending me money, man. I'll be like, get. That stays with you guys.
I gave Chris Cruz plenty of worthless Vulcan already, so
I like King solution.
You remember when you were doing that? I was like,
how many hours of my life just claiming 10 Vulcan at a time to send it to you?
I remember being on lives and talking, and then I'd look up and be like, "Holy shit! He just sent me another 100." Where's
So do
that
you
comment
guys-
from Sky High? What's he
Which
talking
one?
about? He said something. Where was that at? There you go. You can see this. You can't cancel that. Whatever. You're on those Eastern time zones. Nuts like Prado. Bird.
He does make-
Listen,
He does.
I'm older than Prado. I've been in Eastern time longer than him, so it's my time. It's not Prado time. It's my time.
Yeah. I was on your
Mm.
time zone, and it really messed up my shoulder started hurting. Like magically, I get back in Central Time, and my body feels way better. Like things are just easier. My brain is clear.
Yeah,
I'm-
tell me about this, Greg. It's
Yeah.
3:30 a.m. my time right now.
See, you're nuts. You're
Well,
nuts.
that's not your time. You're just there, right?
Yeah,
Temporarily.
I know, but I'm gonna have like 12-hour flight back to the States on Sunday.
Okay, what time zone are you in the States?
California.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
you're in
oh,
the
you
completely wrong
Californians.
time zone.
They
You're
they
like-
have it so rough out there.
You know, have you ever noticed on TV shows when the family, whatever family it is, every family, when they're up and like eating breakfast and getting like going off to work and school and everything, it's super sunny out. They're all like cheerful and they've all dressed nice. And it's like, dude, that's not the way it's been in my life ever.
For
Half
me,
the
it's
time
iced
it's pitch
coffees.
black. Everybody's like running out with a donut of coffee or something. And it's like, you know, a mess.
And it was in
everywhere.
black and white. Good.
You what? I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Nice.
It doesn't work when I don't hear you.
Wait, can you say it
I know,
again?
damn it. And it,
Oh, dude, that was you. Greek.
this guy.
Got
man,
him.
This guy.
Greek. He set you up, man. Kryptonian's like, yeah. I'm like,
Sorry, it was too easy that time.
Yeah, it was too easy. Yeah, you guys are setting me up for that one. But you know, Central Time just feels better.
does it? Are you drinking water there, or is that something else? All right, I was just checking.
Yeah, that's water.
Greek, I have no idea where the comments were because I went back up to Skies or whatever. I don't even know where we were at.
See on these team allocation tokens, do you think Brian demanded the amount and demanded the same, like the amount for Plan B as well? Do you think it was his idea for these tokens?
Me? I have no idea, but I bet it was way higher.
Yeah.
If Brian was suggesting it.
Yeah, Brian, remember the old Brian Legend way, we had 33 million tokens in the treasury. That was what Brian wanted in the treasury before. So I don't know what his thoughts would be on, but I know that's what it was allocated, 7.5 million, and I don't know if he's like, well, how do we split it? And you know, Brian wanted the biggest chunk. Probably.
Yeah, so do you think Brian's maybe asked for like 2 million and Nick said no and brought it down to 1.4?
I'm hoping that's what it was. That was a settled upon amount. Brian probably asked for more, which in negotiations, it would be standard. You always want to start higher and then settle somewhere. You know, you don't want to, unless you're my roommate, then you just accept the first offer and never get a good deal ever. You're caught up. Whoever brought that one up.
I just brought that up. I wasn't sure that was
That's
it,
exactly the next comment. So you are back on.
what do you guys think of Brian having something over Adrian for him to give up his keys? You know,
What was the story behind that? Like, how did Brian get Adrian's keys? Or the
Supposedly, he was fed up with everything. Nick's a contractor. So do you give your keys to the contractor, or technically he's like, well, if I just want to get out and, you know, give it to Brian, which in his case is doing the right thing, which is not doing the right thing. Nobody gives shit to Brian anymore. You want out, give it to somebody else.
No, you can give him shit. Just don't give him anything like keys.
Like, yeah, if you wanted your voting, what he should have done, what he could have done is said, guys, I'm sick of this. I want out. We could formulate community representatives to have that now multi-sig, and that's how you slowly gain access to the multi-sig. Now we're still on equal footing. Now I don't have to worry about Brian Legend taking the multi-sig. That's what he should have done. These people need to start thinking about the community and
Yeah,
stop.
but here's the thing, man. Adrian's he's been in this space for a long time. I mean, he should know better than to. I mean, I get it. Maybe he was emotional and just said, "Here, screw it." But I mean, that's just it comes off as kind of fishy, and I hate to say that, but it comes off as.
And who knows
why would you do that, man? Like,
who knows? There could be payoffs. I can't go there. I can't say for sure that like, oh, he received something from Brian Legend for that. I don't know, and I can't even speculate on that bit. It just stop doing the wrong thing, people.
Yeah.
The community suffers when you do the wrong thing. Every single time. Every single time.
Now I will say Nick seems to. I mean, he hasn't been super vocal about it, but I think Nick was introduced by Adrian and Damian, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Nick still trusts those guys. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just to me it's kind of crazy that you would give BL keys. I don't know.
Yeah. What about governance tokens? We don't have any, right? We don't have that GVOL, right?
No.
I would say whatever token allocation they have has no voting rights. That should be put in there.
110%.
No voting rights. Like they don't need it. If they want no part of this DAO or anything, no voting rights. It should be just standard, and I'm sure they would agree to that. Like, especially if it's not based on the amount of tokens you hold,
right,
or coins you hold, then why would they care? Because if they get one vote for their one wallet, then their vote doesn't even go as far anyways. So.
Yeah, and this one, Sky Dreams, he says this, no more than 50K tokens. I'm even like, dude, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
it is a lot. But
yeah.
Think of a narcissist, and he'll probably storm out of the room and never want to talk to you again if you offered this. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. And he's got $930,000 in our funds tied up.
Right. He's a big man child.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It just pisses me off.
Nick keeps saying he is a contract delivered blockchain. The fact is Vulcan or BL are in breach of contract as Nick has not been paid. Nick should serve a 7-day payment notice. Failure to pay, he walks away. Yeah. I mean,
this is kind of the stalemate right now. I mean,
I think we're on the same page with a lot of that stuff, Viking crypto.
Yeah, I would need to see the contract that they signed, what it entails. And if Nick walks away, where do we go then from there?
Right.
When I first saw the token allocation, I was thinking, oh, that's how much you owe us? When I saw his name, I was like, he's going to put that's how much he's putting up. And I'm like, you read it wrong, dude. Wake up.
I know, you went to dream in fairyland.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's going to pay us that much?
I'm like, whoa, holy shit.
Nice guy.
All right. Seems like he's turning a new leaf.
For anybody wondering, the investigation is still on. So Brian's not going to get scot-free. What he's taken is going to be public knowledge to everybody. Mm-hmm. Whether he chooses to make right by himself or anybody, he'll have to answer to somebody eventually.
Who's investigating? Is it still his butt buddy?
No. See, that's something that I don't know if it's out there in a live, or that's where it's tough for me to say. But I think what that discussion was that will go to, it'll be an issue that will be worked through the DAO.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was in a private.
I think that's fair. That makes sense.
I don't think it was something that he was like, oh no, don't tell. He's never really told me anything not to tell the public, so I don't really have,
I gotcha.
Whether it's them or us, somebody is going to investigate him. The truth will come out. It will all be made public. If we have to go through transactions with a bunch of us, we will go through them. I just need.
I think Nick was talking like he was saying that the DAO will be allocated some responsibilities, and he basically is like shrugging his shoulders, saying that will be up to what they want to do, because then you're talking about costs and things
Right.
like that, and by that time, depending on what was done and everything, the community might be like, you know what, I don't want to waste another dime on the guy or something, or I don't think
It's
so,
true.
but
Yeah.
it was like Nick was like, that's going to be something. He said that about quite a few things when we were talking about different things. He's like, that's why he wants to get the entity. That's why he wanted to get the DAO. That'll be something that the community decides, is what he was saying. So on a lot of things, but Ted Head says, "Oh, we were talking about that, right? Were we talking about this comment already?"
No.
Oh, okay, I think that he says, I wish Nick would bring in some professional negotiators with him in meetings with BL. Nick has admitted he does not like negotiating, and that he is an engineer, not a negotiator.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
That should be the statement.
Now, I think Nick took a different approach with this, because it seemed like, I don't know, seemed like they were talking a lot today. So that's only my impression. I don't know what they were actually talking about, but so Nick took the job because Adrian and Damien, people he had worked, or people he had worked with in the past. So
yeah, I remember that, Biz. Yeah, I remember it.
Technically, Vulcan was not a registered company. Nick can keep the blockchain for the community and not hand source code over. Unfortunately, our funds are with BL at the moment, and that's we have all thought about that and thought, if it wasn't in that situation, would Nick do that? And then it was like, he felt like the opportunity was there to try to make sure that we could negotiate something and get the funds and all that. But
yeah, not only is it not a registered company, but then the CEO stepped down.
Yeah.
So yet again.
Yeah, I think we're getting a lot of comments about the wallets and the coins and stuff like that. And, I'm pretty sure that people have been talking about it. So it's out there. It's not like people are like, oh, I didn't even think about that, So.
Yeah, and again, it's something that the community itself is going to have to come up with. What are you guys going to be comfortable with? Because you're going to have to give those two clowns something. They're not going to go away for free, unfortunately.
It says, I'm on board that Brian has resigned and no one owes him anything, but at the moment he still holds the keys, doesn't he? Yeah. So we talked about that. YouTubers, he resigned, but was brought back by Jason, who was the one left in charge. We can't just take bits and pieces of what unfolded to suit the narrative.
Actually, we voted Nick to lead as a community, technically. I mean, who left Jason in charge?
Yeah, Jason officially would not be in charge, right?
Right.
Yeah, the only thing he was in charge of was the Discord at that point.
Right,
he was in charge of boning us. Is what
and
he was in charge
Brian
of.
on a multi-sig and sabotaging us from behind.
Right. And lying to us about the multi-sig.
So that's I'm calming Sky High down.
To me, Jason's moves. I mean, he's a rat bastard. The moves that he did, letting BL back in, lying to us about the multi-sig, you rat bastard.
Yeah. I don't think we know. I mean, I think we all know just about as much as we all know. And
we're hoping. G.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
They're talking and everything like that. The community showed that they were behind Nick today. I mean, some people were critical and everything, which is fair, but I mean, there was a lot of show of support and everything like that. Nick saw that. Nick understood that. And, I think, and if anything, I hope what happened today was, kicked him into gear, and it was a show of support to Nick and a clear sign of support from Nick. And I do know that Nick is appreciative and he felt a lot better about things, but I don't even know for sure if they're even negotiating right now. So
yeah, because Nick's still sick, right? I mean, he's still sick. I mean, man could be laid up high off some NyQuil or something, Do we
Yeah.
really want him negotiating at that point?
That is
I believe
true.
that Nick said a few days ago that Adrian gave Brian his keys because Brian originated this blockchain. Not to mention all John's are him, as well as now Jamie.
All the Johns are him. 3 of them.
Yeah.
They were all
RBL?
part of the Yamp disciples last week.
Okay.
And then magically,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Was that the craziest thing?
yes, and then they all sold right after they got elected.
Yep.
Oh, the classic Brian Legend dump.
John
I
Legend.
I saw something
John
today.
Yeah.
I saw something today about that stuff, and I cannot disclose that. You guys might have already seen the same stuff. It's not like I was privileged or anything like that, but I don't want to dox him or anything like that. But that person was talking to me, and man, what we thought was going on over there is going on over there. It was clear as day, and I was like, I didn't see this stuff, really, but that was pretty.
And then he did his classic posts in his Discord where when John was selling, oh, why the heck's he selling? I thought you were a believer. You just got elected Yamp disciple and Yamp king.
Teddy won. Whatever, buddy.
It's just
hey,
a
guys,
nude.
Guys,
There's no plural on that. Just a nude.
Oh,
right.
Chris Cruz.
Like the David statue, baby.
come on, let's get ourselves together here. Show ourselves like a little bit of respect.
Oh, you've shown yourself, all right. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, you guys are not going to believe this. I have these comments that you've been putting in here. I'm not going to get to them. I am not going to be able to get to them.
Okay.
We have someone joining us. It's Nick Caliani.
Oh,
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
What's up,
going
Nick?
on, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
Sorry, man. I have to do this. And the saga continues. What's going on, Nick?
That was good for
We
once.
have
I'm a little
that.
better
We've been-
today, so my voice is a little raspy, so I apologize for that in advance. But
That was going to be the
hello,
first
everyone.
question: is how you're feeling, Nick?
yeah, yeah.
I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling optimistic and ready to move this show forward.
All right. So, I don't want to be too quick about it. You got any breaking news for us or anything like that? You got anything you want to spill your guts right now? Come on,
Yes,
tell us.
But can I talk about a couple of things first?
Please do.
Oh,
Please
yes.
do, yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
I
Your
think
minds.
first and foremost, I want to talk about community spirit. I really respect and appreciate the videos you guys put together. I watch them, NR, Greek, etc., and 100% support that initiative. As a community, we are now faced with the pleasant task, I believe, of transitioning from a very top-down, very heavy-handed kind of organization to a more open, a more community-centric, more decentralized thing. It's going to take a bit of adjustment for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's going to work. We're going to work together for the greater good now, and we're going to have more conversations just like this. And we're going to hash out issues just like this. We're going to take input, make decisions. I'm not saying that every decision has to be made by consensus, because then you have basically analysis paralysis. We don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But when there is an important issue, I think we need to make sure that we air it. We give people time to, give feedback, ask questions, etc. And then we put all that together and make a good decision. And with all decisions, you can never make everyone happy all of the time. But at least we want to make sure that everyone's been heard, and that's I think an important part of having sort of a decentralized organization. So again, thank you. I think that spark that you've lit is an important one. We want to keep it going. We want more people to be involved in the DAO and not just be passive bystanders talking in Discord. No, you gotta actually work, and participate in getting things done, I think, and that's how we can all together succeed. So that's the first point I wanted to make. Anything you guys want to talk about your videos or anything like that? And
I have a question for you, Nick.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I banned Kryptonian from the Discord? I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I'm kidding.
You're the owner.
I'm kidding.
You're the owner. You can do whatever you want to. So let's talk about that also, right?
Chris wants to
Like-
muscle his power.
Yeah.
No.
Chris, please time out me. I've never been time out before.
Yeah. So let's talk about that also, right? Signaling is important, right? Holding on to power is something that you don't need to do if you're working as a community where you share power as needed. You transition things in a very sort of diplomatic way, right? So I absolutely, like when you said, hey, we should do this, it took me literally a half a second to say, okay, let's do it. It took me longer to figure out how the heck to do it, than to actually make the decision on it.
Could you make me a video on the walkthrough on that? Because I'm gonna have to learn it when the DAO's created. So
you have to go to members, and there's the 3 dots there. You click on it, and it's very easy from there once you figure that out. Yeah. So you say make owner, and you're done. It puts up some scary dialogue there, and you have to put in your 2-factor and all that. But then after that, it's easy. Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk now about the deal a little bit. I just want to mention a few things before. So last night, my daughter is in high school AP physics, and she had a problem about inertia. And I was thinking about that today as I got ready to come on here. What's inertia? It's like basically body continues to remain at rest unless acted upon by an external unbalanced force. So think about it. We've been in a state of inertia for I don't know how long now, because we've been just trying to get past all these issues here. And we needed an external sort of unbalanced force. We need to get past the inertia and get into momentum now, right? And I feel like for everyone who, no matter how you feel about the deal, whether you hate it, you love it, but I don't think anyone loves it, I can tell you that. But the degree of your hate you have for it, right? The thing is, we have to overcome the inertia. You have to think about it like this. On the one side, there is a group of people who are like, give them absolutely nothing, right? And guess what you have then? Then you have the inertia state maintained, and you also get nothing. So everyone has a whole lot of nothing at that point. We need to get past that and make this into something we can, and more than something. It can be something really, really big. But if you're stuck at the start line, not even the start line, we are stuck before the start line, where is this going? So I understand unfairness, fairness, I understand all of that. So the other thing is, I see a lot of comments in the Discord, etc., about we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. And what I like about the videos is that you have gone from commenting to actually taking some action. See, comments are easy, right? But getting a bunch of people on the same page, talking about the financial plan, the legal plan, the technical plan, the strategic plan, the marketing plan, the tokenomics, the roadmap, partnerships, all of that. That's a lot more than a Discord comment. And that's the requirement. So I haven't seen too much of that. So I'm not saying no one else has done anything at all, but I'm saying that in order to move past this state, we got to do way more than just comment on Discord. And I think that's important. So now I feel we are finally at a place where we can move forward together in an open manner. And there are open wounds. I don't think those wounds are going to heal right away. It will take time. And I think people will still, want whatever they want. And what I'm focused on is making this whole project successful first. That's my highest priority. Everything else, as investors, etc., you're free to do whatever you please. That's your right and your prerogative. My focus, laser-like, is to make this successful. So we're going to start forming the councils and teams. We're going to start cleaning up Discord. Speaking of Discord, one of the things that I want to advocate for is not subjective based moderation, etc., but very objective. So later today, I'm going to meet with the other admin, and we're going to identify a Discord policy. We're going to put it together. And what I want is when someone is timed out, banned, or whatever, they get a specific, clause 1.3.2 is what you violated. So it's not arbitrary. It's very, very objective. So that's kind of the direction I want to set. And so, yeah. And I personally don't have terms like fudders or whatever, detractors, etc. I'm open to criticism all the time, but I also feel like as a project, we have to attract world-class talent. We have to attract world-class partners. And so if there's people who are just constantly repasting the same BS again and again and again, it doesn't help anybody, right? So if you want to make your concerns known, they're valid, right? Let's do more of these forums like this. And let's talk back and forth instead of just reposting the same thing in Discord. It doesn't help the project as a whole if all you're doing is just airing your grievances nonstop without being constructive and saying, what can change? How can you positively move beyond this? All right. So I am, in terms of breaking news, Chris, I went off on this little tangent, but there is breaking news. We have a signed deal. You're muted, sir.
Muted, brother.
We got to do the breaking news, Nick.
Yeah.
We got to do it. Ready? Hold on.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
All right.
Chris lives for that. He does. He lives for that.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 60s.
I'm pleased to report that we do have a memorandum of agreement signed. And I would also pleased to report that there's a few wins there for the community that I'd like to talk about. All right. So this is a legal agreement. Had a lawyer who is going to be our DAO's lawyer also. She's agreed to take that on. So I want to go through that. So I'll I didn't take the time to do a tiny URL of this and paste it, but I'll do it. I'll do it right away. First, let me talk about the points. So the key changes that have been made here, the allocations, etc., have not changed. I know that's going to give people a lot of heartburn and going to continue that. But what we have spelled out here is very clearly the vesting schedule. So the token allocations have basically two types of vesting schedules. There is the sacrifice wallet, which has the same vesting schedule as every other sacrifice wallet, the 0.25%, the 0.30%, and then over 12 months, the remainder there. So that's the same for everybody. It hasn't changed. And the other ones, the team ones will be vested essentially for 6 months, during which time they will not be transferable, meaning a cliff, locked. And then after 6 months, they will become transferable, but the remaining will be vest equally over 30 months. So a total of 36 months vesting. So the change here is to be very clear and specify exactly what's going on. Okay, here is an important one. This one right here. All these tokens so Brian's, Jason's, and the wallet will not have any voting rights in the DAO whatsoever. Okay, so I feel like that's an important.
That's a win.
That's a win. Win.
Definitely, yeah, for sure.
Third, you won't see it because it's missing. Everything related to UXI is gone from here. There's nothing, no constraints about UXI. We can do what we want to around the DEX. Okay. Number 5, this developer invoice, as of 5 minutes ago, has been paid.
I can confirm that. I saw it on the blockchain.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if that was your wallet. The 135K just got paid too. So
yes, yes. So that's done.
Perfect.
Not much has changed other than that. All of this you've already seen. It hasn't changed. But the big oh yeah. So let me get to the part that concerns me. So a lot of this is really about me and Brian. So I continue to have all this liability now. So basically, I'm personally liable for delivering all your tokens to you, right? And my goal is to transfer that liability to the DAO. Now, I saw some comments earlier saying that we are liable for the money and all that. No, this liability is about delivering the tokens. That's what it is. It's not about liability for the monies that that came. All right, it's very. There's no way I could take on that liability. I would be dead. Like, there's just no way, right? So I have no problem taking on the responsibility of delivering a blockchain and making sure everyone who paid gets their tokens. So that's basically what this says. The non-disparagement clause is mutual, and everyone who's a signatory, all 5 people on this, agree not to disparage each other. And let's see. We also agree not to sue each other. And then finally, this is number 13. This is a new one. Essentially, we are. This is just between me and Brian. We are holding each other immune from just legally, like we are immune from prior actions, except those that were illegal. So there is no immunity for illegal actions. That's just not possible to be done. But in a sense, this was to essentially protect each other. And I'm taking on this liability, etc. I don't want to have any sort of cloud hanging over me, etc. Again, this is just between Brian and myself. This does not involve the DAO or anything like that. But so the main changes we are seeing here is the fact that the vesting is clearly spelled out. The voting rights are for the tokens have been removed, and UXI references have been removed. So that's the deal we've struck. It's been signed. We can move forward with life. So let's talk about this for a bit. Take a few questions about it, and then I have some more stuff to talk about.
Do you plan on getting the rest of the funds sent over, and if so, when?
It's a great question. Yeah. So right now, according to this, the agreement is that we get $150,000 per month in operating capital, which shall not be withheld for any reason. And as soon as we have mainnet, all the remaining funds get transferred over to our DAO multisig. So that's the arrangement we have right now. So I expect that there will not be a problem with that.
Nick, I haven't seen the question yet, but what first thing comes to mind is, so what happens to the individuals that sacrifice for UXI?
Good
will
question.
They? I thought. Oh, there is. It's right there. Yes.
Yeah. So I have so I talked about the UXI plan. I have to go back and revise it because it won't be UXI anymore. It'll be something else. There's a cap table associated with it. I need to. It's been on my to-do, but this thing has taken a higher priority. I just needed to get this deal done. I will make it my highest priority and commit that before this week is done, I will have an UXI cap. Let's just call it a DEX cap table, and what the plan is for it. Basically go in an AMA like this and share it with people.
So if they sacrifice that, like that,
token.
It's not going to be okay.
Yeah, there will be a token and whatever 20 whatever we decide to call it, kind of token, and there will be a token allocation. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So they're just UXI's not going to be there. It's going to be something different, and nothing changes for them, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's a fungible token, basically. A cap table. It's a capitalization table. It basically breaks down how the tokens will be allocated. And in this case, previously, I'm not privy to all the details yet. That's what I was digging into to figure it out. I will finish figuring out and publish it. It's pretty straightforward. There should be no surprises there. But basically, it comes down to you paid money at a certain rate for a certain number of tokens. That's what you're going to get. It's not. There's not going to be any surprises there. But yeah, we absolutely will have that. And the follow-on question of that, no one's asked it, but I'll answer it. Right? We have to balance liquidity between the two, the DEX and the sexes. We have to do that, and so part of that is it's a balancing act. But I got to do it. I got to figure it out, and I'll make it work.
Did you guys see any comments down there or any questions down there? I just saw a bunch of comments. Oh, here's one right here. What happens when someone breaks something? Are you allowed to sue each other for that point onward? From that point onwards?
Are you talking about clauses in the?
Yeah, I think they mean if somebody breaks the agreement. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at the agreement and say that the primary things you can break are disparagement, really, and sort of legally violating. So at that point, you're in legal hot water anyway. You would have the lawyers get involved and do whatever you got to do. But the other stuff is all mostly technical, tokenomics related. There is not much breaking or whatever. It's really agreeing to we'll do this. So I'm not with any legal contract. There's always a risk. There is no such thing as a legal contract where someone can still just not do whatever the hell they feel like. You know. So that is a possibility, but I think it is. If you think about it, the reason to do that has been minimized because there is an upside to people to making this token be successful. There's a significant upside to making this project successful. It would be self-defeating to try and sabotage that. I actually spent almost an hour on a call with Brian this morning negotiating that, and he did tell me that, like, look, he doesn't necessarily believe in the vision, but he says, I believe in you and in taking this forward, and so I wanted to succeed. So that's basically what it is.
Well, he's got a financial interest at that point to see it succeed as well. So
exactly.
Yeah. And you see, Nick, I will say this, man, you seem to almost like a weight's been lifted and you have a lot of positive, and I know you're feeling better, but I can there's an energy about you. And I think somebody mentioned it in the comments as well. So you seem like a little bit of weight's been lifted, man. And I'm happy you got this done, and thank you.
Look, almost a month ago now that when we spoke, I came at you with a certain amount of energy about a strategic plan, a vision, etc. And all I've ever wanted to do was execute on that. I am a builder. I want to execute on things, and we've been stuck in this swamp, if you will, just waiting around, trying to get out. And finally, I feel like we're out and I can actually start executing. And guess what? My next few slides are to talk about exactly what the heck we are going to do next, So, but I want to finish taking questions on this and then talk about that. So, but yeah, a big weight has been lifted. And I feel that that's going to contribute to me just getting well very quickly also. So, yeah.
Okay. Let me get up here. I already have it up here. So launch till September 8th.
I have to go back and talk to the tech team, but we sure as hell want to make that goal. We want to make it as quickly as possible because I know that one of the proof points of everything here, and one of the things that will really, really indicate to the community that this is real, is to have a mainnet release candidate launch where you can see your tokens in an NFT, etc. So it's going to be a lot of work. I will not lie to you, but we'll try and make it happen. Let's just say I'm 90+% confident right now. For sure, there's going to be a testnet. For sure, that is a given with the new rebasing technique, etc. So then it's just a question of what's our confidence level in that. If we see any bugs or anything like that we really feel unconfident about, yeah.
I'm confused by this comment.
Yeah, they're vested. There is no token before release. First of all, there's no coin until mainnet comes out, and even then, their tokens are vested. So no, they cannot.
Yeah. I've spoken to both of them, and their intent is to make this, as you said, NR, like it's about there is a financial upside to this. It doesn't help.
Yeah, I think the problem with the community is Jason and BL have said a lot of things, but done the opposite of what they've said historically. So it's kind of hard for the community to digest that and take them at face value.
I get that completely, and
that's why I was happy I saw the $135K payment on top of you saying a deal was signed, because that shows
that it's happening. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So yeah, the UXI investment, like I said, this give me until the end of this week. I'll present the cap table. Whatever investments have been made, you're gonna get tokens on there. It won't be called UXI, but it'll be called something else. But yes, you will get it.
Nick, the revived DAO did not sacrifice in the normal way. It was money agreement contract with Brian Legend sent directly to him.
Yeah,
So
I think if as long as there's proof of transaction,
I have the
they're good.
agreement signed, so
Yeah,
I'll
we're
make
good.
sure.
We're good. We will honor. We will make sure that that's honored. Our goal
That's
is to
why he's
make sure that everyone gets their money's worth here. So yeah. Sunny. Thanks.
Does Nick expect only one month of 150K of expenses before the blockchain launches and the money is transferred?
The multi-sig transfer happens on mainnet. So we're going to go through a couple of RC1s. So I would say maybe three of those 150Ks.
Okay.
But also keep in mind that once we have a mainnet, we'll also go into our booster sales, etc. So the new multi-sig will hopefully be fueled earlier also, and in that case we are not 100% dependent on that.
Terry A says, how can we get credibility back to the project to encourage outsiders to use and invest in the blockchain?
Well, that's my job. That's my only job, if you will. So I'll tell you what, the idea is here to start doing what a normal business does in order to succeed. Start hiring key people with experience who speak authoritatively about their respective domains, talk about business strategy, start creating a marketing narrative that is positive, get some PR, get some journalists to write great stories about our vision moving forward instead of looking back. People will continue to look back a little bit. I can't stop them. I won't stop them, but I will be focused on a future narrative about the blockchain for creators. We have got massive audiences possible here with music, with movies, with art, etc. And I intend to get good partners on here and change the narrative. When we have a continual set of stories about partners coming on board, that changes the trust equation quite a bit, And I'm going to use all of my social capital and all of the social capital of the people we are going to get on board to do that. Until now, it was this. This is, again, I go back to when you have a top-down approach, it's very hard to leverage the social capital of everybody. In our community alone, I know there are literally hundreds of people who have great contacts, who have amazing contacts, but they had no reason to surface those contacts because there's a reputation cost to it, right? Like, you don't want to bring your contacts into something that you don't yourself trust. But if we can have a great environment where people are proud to bring their contacts in because they see something valuable happening, guess what? That elevates everybody. And I am confident. I've already spoken to a bunch of people who are like, hey, I know this person in the music industry. I know this person who is an artist, etc. This is what we need. We create this incentive for everybody. We create an inferno, really, like fire, like and make things explode. We're going to do that. So I'm excited about it. Sorry, I'm a bit pumped up now. So
the next question, 10x Godfather, what is the approximate timeline for Dubai rebranding and launch? I think you talked about launch, but rebranding, I mean, if you're ready, you can just go ahead and say it right now. We'll do breaking news and you can do it right now.
No, but I do want to share my slide. I want to share my slide.
He almost, I thought he was going to say yes.
He already
I thought he was going to do it, man. Yeah.
I thought he was.
He
He was like,
That's what
it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I got as well. So everyone knows there's a name.
Greek chain sounds good to me. I'm okay with it.
Greek chain? Oh, God.
Okay, so let me tell you about what I'm focused on. All right. So, number one, rebranding. Gotta work on that and get it to you. Honestly, it's been so distracting, all this. But I just this is happening as the highest priority, and get it done as quickly, because I personally want to be able to go on my Twitter and all that and put that name on there. I've just been waiting, and I want to go to Twitter Spaces, etc., and announce all of that. So that's the first priority. The second priority is we're going to create 2 budgets for everyone to look at. The first is a 60-day budget, and which is going to be kind of more just get the job done kind of budgets. But more importantly, a 6 month, I might probably even do 12-month budget that actually has the whole operating plan for the DAO laid out in terms of stipends and how people are going to get paid, what they're going to get paid, and how, what the monthly burn rate will be and things like that. So you're going to hear a lot of terms that, if you haven't been in the world of startups, are going to be sort of alien to you, but it's my job to help explain those to you. So for example, burn rate, burn rate is the monthly spend of a company in order to get its things, get its business done. So typically, if you're an individual business owner, you're going to try and keep that burn rate really, really, really low, which we as a business also want to do. But when you are a high velocity growth startup, if you just focus on your burn rate and keeping that very, very low, then you can't scale up faster. You have to be able to invest in marketing and things like that in order to actually grow faster, right? So that's an important thing. So I see the request here for getting the agreement, Tiny Real. Give me a moment. You guys talk about something else for a moment. I will get that done, and we can continue then. So I think it's important.
Are you okay? Are you okay if I take this off the screen now?
Yeah. That's fine. Let me just get that done, and
I see a lot of people saying, they're like, we're just taking his word for it right now. There isn't an agreement. I'm like, just let him post it.
The payment. I mean, the payment was sent. BL's not going to send the payment. I mean, that's on the blockchain.
Yeah, I'm seeing money transfer.
Yeah, the payment's not going to be. He's not going to allow that if there's no agreement. Come on, people.
Because every dollar sent over is a dollar Brian Legend can no longer
exactly.
Touch. But so for anybody just tuning in, we have an agreement. All 5 signatures, correct, are signed?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, all 5 signatures. Money has been transferred. 135K has been transferred. It's about 25 minutes ago. I verified it on the blockchain. So anybody who wants to know how I know this. You can also, in the Discord, there is for anybody who doesn't know this, because I know a lot of people don't know where to find it. If you scroll to the left and you go to the right, there's in the bot section, there is a LP bot, a Vulcan LP bot, and it has the number now. It should say 745,000 or something. If you click on that bot, there's a link to BSC scan. You can click that link and it will take you directly to the wallet where you can see all the transactions and everything. So if you want to know, or if you want to keep that on your homepage, just to keep an eye on it, that's how you know about that. Just thought I'd throw that in there for anybody.
My Dropbox is acting funky.
And of course, with Nick being on, we are going to get flooded with comments. So don't yell at us if we miss you, because we're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I'm almost reading every comment. But if you
I hit start about a few of them. So
yeah, you're doing awesome. I appreciate it. If you specifically want me to ask a question, there's a lot of conversation going back and forth, and some of the comments, I'm not sure if that's a question you want me to bring up or a statement or if what, but if you specifically want me to bring up a question at one of the YouTubers, you don't have to, I mean, just at one of the YouTubers, I'm looking for those as I'm going along. There's a lot of conversation going on and everything like that. And I hope that anybody that's out there, you're not thinking I'm going to bring up your guys' conversation. I'm trying to just stick to questions only. So I do know that Tartan Madman has a question, and I don't know if he wants to talk about it here or if he just wants me to read it off from the chat, but let me know on that one, buddy. And I did not see that. Take care of that. And then Nick can, okay.
Yeah, I can answer questions while I'm waiting for this to sync. For whatever reason, Dropbox is stuck on something. I restarted it and get this document synced. 1 second.
Yeah, Chris, if you're all right, I'll ask that question.
Yeah, go ahead and ask Nick. This is Tartan Madman. He's a good buddy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when you're in negotiations with Brian, basically with Plan B as well, is once their founder token allocations are finished vesting, have you kind of asked them that they're not going to dump, their whole allocation when they're available? Because I believe if they did dump, it could damage the blockchain.
We haven't had that conversation specifically, but we did agree in here to keep the lines of communication open. So I think that's something that I'd definitely like to bring up. And from my conversation with him today, he seemed like he wants us to succeed. And as you know, we were talking earlier, there is financial incentive for that. But also, let's look at the bigger picture on this, right? We are always thinking of a world where we are providing the liquidity and the sole motivation for everyone is to dump and get their money out quickly. I understand that what a lot of people want. They've been waiting patiently, etc. But there's also another world, another narrative to consider, and that is that we are successful and other people are providing liquidity in large numbers. If that's the case, we might have a different problem. And that different problem is we might have a shortage of tokens, So
Yeah.
that is a distinct possibility. So I'm not saying that either one will manifest itself, but I'm saying that I would like us to focus on trying to get to that scenario where we have a shortage of tokens. We don't have enough, for the market. So yeah. I'm gonna try a different approach here. For whatever reason, my Dropbox is. Oh, here we go. Yay! Okay.
I see everyone saying that his track record of dumping on us. I know it's like a fear, but I had the thinking in the beginning though of how much liquidity there will be. I mean, I think that the end game for Brian, I don't think would be to get us another 100,000 out. I think he'd probably want it to be long term.
Yeah, I think that's a good thought process, Con. I think you're right on point there. He doesn't want peanuts,
Well, I mean,
it's also going to be in 3 years, so who knows the possibilities of what's going to happen if.
I mean, there are people that might need to. I would think that if you would think about it, but people can't, might not be. They might need the money and everything like that. I mean, they've gone through a lot to get there. So
that's an understatement.
If you can't even you can't even understate the fact that it's an understatement. I mean, it's like, wow. But so they get there and they're getting some profits. I mean, they're going to have to see some of that. They're going to have to see some people might be like, it might be better, but the way I see it is that I feel like whenever I sell anything nowadays, I'm selling it at a loss because I think crypto in the future will be a lot more. So I don't want to sell anything. I want to compound it because everything I do, I wish I'd compound. But
well, mass adoption hasn't hit yet. Mass adoption is
right.
We're not there yet, but it's coming. Bull run hasn't hit yet. It's coming. So yeah, I mean. It's a great point, Chris.
Yeah. So if kindly put the URL I posted on a banner.
You want to put it in the chat? You want to?
I did already in the private chat. I put the.
Oh, I see it. Okay, my bad. I was actually reading. Master Baron, if you want to ask Nick a question, I mean, you can go ahead while I'm setting this up. If you're there.
Yeah, Nick, real quick, what I just said, like, did Adrian gain his spot back on the multi-sig?
He just shared his private key with Brian. He never, and that still is there. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about. I want to continue talking about the priorities, but before that, I think there's an important thing to bring about, which I don't know hasn't been talked about quite a bit. So everyone. I hear conversations about the token price, but I've asked this before, but it seems like people don't think about market cap when they mention that price. Price of a token doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? You have to consider the number of circulating supply and what the market cap is. So here, let's share my screen here. I want to bring up the current market caps of various cryptocurrencies. Here. So this is something people ought to look at when they're thinking about price. Like we'll go to market with a circulating supply of 50 million tokens, which will rebase and increase. All right. So when you think about a price, you got to multiply by 50 million and look at where you end up with and see what the sort of market cap is. So when look at Ethereum, it's 201 billion. The third one, Tether, is 82, and from there it starts dropping very, 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 very fast to much smaller numbers. So when you do the math here, if someone says, "Oh, it's going to be $1,000," think about it. That's 50 million multiplied by 1,000. That market cap is impossible. There's not even like that. It's huge. So we got to be a little realistic in our expectations around a price, etc. You have to look at what is the value of this protocol to justify whatever the market is going to price it at. So all I'm saying is it's not random numbers. We can't just throw, okay, it might be X, it might be Y, etc. There is a ceiling, and the ceiling there, I think, is established by Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, you can't expect a new protocol, without having established value, to have a market cap that is valued above these cryptocurrencies. That just is fantasy. So I just want to kind of bring people back a little bit to reality and say, like, when you're thinking about token price, take the market cap into account first, because that's the only way you can figure out if the number you're thinking about is realistic or not. Anyway, so I don't know if anyone else wants to comment on that.
I mean, I definitely would. I mean, a lot of them are sitting. If you go in there around like 150 to 250 or 300 million market cap. I mean, that sounds like a realistic short goal to get to, a realistic one. So if people wanted aspirations, I don't know I forget how many tokens are in circulation, but that would be a realistic goal.
50.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. And also, market cap is calculated against the circulating supply, but that entire circulating supply is not there. It's like vesting, it's locked, etc. But the market just looks at it that way. You can't keep going to. You can go to CoinMarketCap and change periodically, but you can't go daily, especially for a rebasing token. I don't know. They have no provision for that. So how the heck are we going to do that? That's a new thing.
I know a lot. I know a lot of them do monthly. They add ads, but no, never daily.
Yeah.
Nick,
what is our circulating? I'm sorry. What was our circulating supply right now?
50 million, but there's a whole bunch of locked ones and etc. So it won't really be technically 50 million. It'll be a lot less than that going out the gate.
See, Rodriguez says, I would like to be considered for the number 5 on community member, a community member, or be considered for any other part of the council.
Absolutely. So one of the things I talked about is doing a call. We'll just put up a form there and have people submit their interest for different teams, etc. My next slide that I want to show immediately after this one is the first initial hires. So let me just finish this one and we'll get into that. Yeah. So budgets, that's where we were.
Oh, you want me to bring it back up?
Yeah, please. I'm sorry. I thought it was already up. Yeah. So budgets is where we were. That's one thing you're going to see. Then we get into key personnel. So I've identified already a few key personnel. I want to bring them up. I'd like to, at this point, call them nominees. We don't have a formal DAO yet. We don't have a formal DAO voting process yet, etc. But I would at least like to give the community an opportunity to say that, oh, we like that person, or no, we don't want that person, or whatever. Just in the spirit of openness and headed towards that kind of structure. I think I'm going to bring some pretty high quality people, and you will not have a problem saying, yeah, that's cool. But I want you to have a say on that. All right. Then once those key personnel are in place, I want to have 60-day plans from each of them for their specific area. This is the thing, right? Like my goal is make the vision. My job rather is to make the vision, hire awesome people, give them the resources, and get out of their way. That is basically what a good leader does, And so by having them create good plans, we can talk about them, etc. And having the visibility into these plans gives all of you an opportunity to say that, how can I contribute? Because guess what? When you contribute to our success, you're contributing to your own success, right? The token value is the ultimate arbiter of our success. Next is incorporate the DAO and document the initial governance rules. I'm going to see if I can talk our lawyer into hopping on a live stream and talk a little bit about the process and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe that can happen also later this week. And then set up the DAO council and multi-sig. So let's dive right into that. So this is the same slide you've seen before with the DAO structure. What I've done is color-coded. What I've done is make green ones the extreme high priority positions to fill, which are naturally the council leads. So strategy council lead is me. I already know the tech council lead, the creator council lead I've identified, ecosystem council lead I'm in talks with. I hope to get that resolved quickly. So those are the four. And then the exchanges box, get that resolved quickly, because we need to start conversing with exchanges today in order to be able to get to the point where we have deals in place for when we are ready for them. The yellow boxes are my second priority. It is essentially getting the team leads in place for governance, which is very important. We can't have the DAO move forward until we've got all the documentation for the various protocols, rules, policies, etc., and the tools for voting and all that. So all of that comes under DAO governance. I want to make sure that my commitment to the validators I keep that commitment. So we will have a validators team with a lead there. And part of what we'll be focusing on through that team is onboarding them. Like we have to get them onboarded in order to make this blockchain come alive. So that's a pretty important thing. And then last but not the least, marketing. Marketing is going to be the lifeblood of this protocol. So those are the immediate ones. That doesn't mean the others are unimportant or whatever, and it's just what I need to do ASAP, like right away, get those in place. I've already identified a marketing lead. I've already been talking about strategy, etc. So in the course of the next few days, my goal is to start bringing some of these people on with me, and we start brainstorming and talking about ideas and things like that. So those are the key hires. And then let's talk about the DAO council. So the DAO council, I'm seeing it as the equivalent of a board of directors, if you will. If you think about a company, etc., there's a team of people who just generally look at it from a 20,000, 25,000 foot level. They don't get into the tactical details. They don't even get into the strategic details. It's mostly about vision and direction and all that kind of stuff. So basically, the DAO council here consists of, the four council leads plus 3 community representatives. So I thought that the 3 areas where I'd like to see community participation is, first of all, the validators. So a rep from there, which is separate from the validators team lead. It could be 2 different people. I think you guys all might choose to have a rep on there, and maybe it's even a seat. So people keep the seat for 45 days, and then the next person steps in. That's the nice thing, is these are seats. These are not people allocated to it. And so I think as the folks responsible for disseminating information, for criticizing, for hopefully congratulating also all of that, you ought to have a seat at the table, and be able to be part of that. And yeah, and then last but not the least, just one ad hoc member from the community, and that would be a rotating thing. We would have a regular sort of election, and I would imagine someone has that seat for 45 to 60 days or something like that, and then another person steps in. So the idea here is that we have a DAO council that is well represented of our community, and it's also the multi-sig. So that's a 5 of 7 multi-sig. So it's basically spending is transparent, and spending is documented and available to everybody. So there's nothing to cover up. In fact, with the YouTuber rep right in there, you're pretty much guaranteed that whatever information is shared is going to be disseminated immediately, right? So, yeah.
Breaking news.
So that's my vision for the DAO Council. Is very open, very transparent, and just almost impervious to hiding information. Any thoughts?
Oh, I think it's great. I think these are things that I
um,
see every day from multiple meetings, so I feel right at home.
Great.
Agreed. It looks great. I mean,
Yeah, I like.
and
the
I think
way-
I think your priorities are right on point as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Yeah. There's a lot to be done in a very short amount of time. Of course, what I didn't put there, because it's so obvious, is launch the blockchain. So that's the overarching thing there. It's not on here, but believe me,
Everybody's waiting for that one.
yeah, no. It's absolutely the driver of all of this. So it goes without saying. So yeah. So that's where we are, folks. Some good news, some aspirational news. We have a path forward. We have a true path forward now, and I'm genuinely excited about it. And let's take this journey together.
mhm.
All right. You want to take some more questions or?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
do it.
It's good seeing
right.
you rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really was the flu, but then also having a path forward, it's double kind of. Yeah,
The flu.
the flu.
Now, Master Baron and Tart Man, you got both of your questions answered, right? Before I start into the ones in the comments, you guys, you already did yours.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Milo says booster sales still 2 weeks after RC1.
or sooner. Like I have. So let's revisit what happened last weekend. Was it? Yeah. So we were on a stalemate, and I talked about super boosters and all that. The idea behind that was to get working capital. We've solved the working capital problem now. I don't see a need for super boosters. But in that same presentation, I had also provided a solution around validators, incentive pool, and backers incentive pool. I'm going to stick with that. I'll rearrange the cap table slightly and make those tokens available. That's not a problem at all. So in case anyone's concerned about that, but I don't see a need for going prematurely on another chain to issue NFTs because that honestly feels more unnecessary at this point. We've got the working capital right now. I don't see a risk around that. I want to do the booster sales on our chain. I think that's important. And so, excuse me, as soon as our chain is up, we'll start working on that. So I think sometime within 2 weeks is a reasonable time frame for getting those going. One of the things that I've been also thinking about is I don't want to lose the opportunity to start getting potentially institutional investors in here. So that requires us to have a new business plan, a deck created. And also, this is what I was talking about, is about cleaning up Discord, etc. Right? I want to show people a healthy community, a healthy ecosystem, a blockchain with a vision and clarity of purpose. The self-sabotaging we are doing right now has got to end. We have to start acting like adults and move this thing forward. So I fully feel that the booster sales can be augmented with also institutional investor sales. That they wouldn't buy boosters; they would buy tokens from the treasury. Basically, is what we would do there. So I'd like to keep that option open. I need to talk to the lawyers, etc., about what that actually entails. But the more capital we are able to raise, the better off we are in to execute on our marketing, for one thing, and then also the development. Like when you need to do a scaled marketing like this, it costs money. It's not easy. Like for example, right now, I really would like to go to Token 2049 in Singapore and announce this. Like it would be huge. Like it's like, but I don't know. I have to go look at our budget and see if that's feasible. But those are the kinds of things that we have to start thinking about: is how do we get into the mainstream narrative of protocols, and also in the industry, like the industry events. It's a music industry has an event, art industry has an event, galleries, exhibitions. We got to think about all of those, and those cost money, right? So we have to project that out, which is why the budget I'm talking about is super, super important. You start with the money, and then you let your plan formulate from there. It's like what's needed, and not just go like, let's have, like I projected $3 million. I feel like that's still a pretty decent projection. But if you noted in my strategic plan, it was just line item. It said marketing or something like that. I need to go down at least 2 more levels and say, okay, what is marketing? Well, there's all these components of it and all of that. And that's when you start figuring out if your initial estimate is good or bad. I'm hoping it's on point, but it may be off. In that case, then means we have to raise more capital. So I won't know the answer to that until we get those budgets done.
We have a question here from Darwin the Turtle. Did Nick just say that he spent an hour talking to Brian where he complimented him and believes in Nick, but not the project? Can you all confirm this? I mean, is that what you said?
It's not the project. He specifically doesn't. It's NFTs. He's not sure about it. That's basically it. Yeah.
I give you credit for speaking to him for an hour.
Yeah.
More power to you.
So this, I think this is a legitimate question. I don't think it was meant. What's the point of having a legal agreement that has a clause in which states you can't go after each other legally?
Well, it's almost like mutually assured destruction kind of thing. It's we can't go against, but that doesn't preclude party A from going against some other party. This was about us having a civil arrangement and getting past the discord. I'm sorry, but that's the correct word for it. Of recent weeks, etc. Yeah.
You did this before he went over his. Did you
Correct.
have other questions here?
Nope, not at all.
Good? You good?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I meant to unstar that.
Oh, well, I thought it was,
You're good,
and
brother.
I went back and did it again because I was like, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't have other questions.
Nah, you're good. Thanks, man.
I need some help with this one, guy. Wait, no, Nick, how?
Thinking
How
if he has
legal-
legal name entities and if he's traveling to Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, my goal is the rebranding is high priority, and my goal is to actually have the lawyer on the stream if she'll agree to it, so we can talk about the formation of the DAO and the rules around it and all of that kind of stuff, and just get that out in the open. I will travel when it's needed for me to travel, and do that. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Nick, do you have a time frame in mind where you want to have all that locked up as far as the rebranding, the legal entity formation?
Rebranding certainly within the week. It's long overdue now, and we'll just get it done. In terms of the entity formation, I already talked. It's a matter of how long it takes with the authorities there. So we'll start the process, and we'll keep you apprised of how things are going. So.
Nick, this. I mean, I don't know if you want, but when you still have to, you still have to travel to visit your father, right?
So that's changed slightly a little bit. It's possible that he's coming here now. There's been some changes, so it saves me having to go there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I hope everything works out well.
Yeah.
Biz Entertainment says, can you once again discuss your marketing contract meeting with Creative Commons license model?
I'm trying to understand that. So there's two separate things here. I had a meeting the other day and talked about marketing messaging. So one of the elements in there was to talk about the positioning of this blockchain for creators and the value proposition to them. And the value proposition to them is I want to bake into the protocol level. I haven't figured out exactly yet, so don't ask me how, but we want to bake in intellectual property provisions. And the gold standard, or the common public standard, if you will, for intellectual property protection is Creative Commons. So if you go to creativecommons.org, I believe, you can see all the different license types, etc. They're all clearly laid out. And what we want to do is we want to kind of integrate with that. So if you bring a custom license, that's also fine. But by default, what we'll do is have a Creative Commons license. Actually, let me just bring that up. I think it'll be helpful to kind of talk about it. Give me a moment. Okay. All right. Can you kindly share my screen, please?
There we go.
All right. So CC licenses are, you've probably seen this logo in various places and completely ignored it. It's this little gray logo that has all these symbols on it. Well, these symbols mean something. So each of these is a progressively more restricted license for creators. So this one says, this license allows you to distribute, remix, adapt, build upon in any medium, so long as you give attribution. So this is the least restrictive one. You can do whatever the heck you want with this content. Most people are probably not going to put that there because they want the intellectual property protected. So let's go look at the other end of the spectrum. This one is the most restrictive one. It says you can do things for personal use, but you cannot use it for commercial purposes and all that. Now, each of these licenses with Creative Commons has a plain English version. Let's get rid of that. A plain English version for people to easily understand. And then there's an actual legal license associated with it. So the legalese is all there, So this is all standard. This is all done. And by having at the protocol level support for this, it makes it very easy for people who otherwise would just put their work and not think even about intellectual property rights, put that in there. So that's equation one. This is part one of the equation. Part two of the equation is royalties, right? When you have something, an asset, you want to be very clear about if someone can use it through the license, and if they do, how much do they pay you? How many licenses are allowed? Those are the kind of, that's called editions, by the way. How many editions are allowed? So if we have a mechanism by which that is baked into the protocol, wouldn't it make it easy for anyone to create any kind of smart contract around digital assets and almost look at this protocol as becoming a registry for all kinds of digital assets, of creator assets, So that's kind of where I'm thinking, but it's going to require conversations with media labs and those kind of entities to kind of start thinking about a pilot program where we do something like this. And I've already spoken to a few of you in the community who have given me great contacts. And I have my alma mater who has agreed to set up a program with us. And I've already scheduled, I believe December 1 is their innovation day where I will go and do a keynote. So yeah, things are moving along, and we'll get this. We'll move forward on this very quickly. I don't have all the details yet, but that's the general direction we want to go.
Perfect. Billy says, Nick, please promise of never thanking Brian Legend for anything related to the new blockchain.
Okay.
People got annoyed because the old team thanked him on the way out for his contributions of stealing our money.
Nick said, thank you for the community.
Yeah. Gus Navarro, Nick, give us the name so we can start pumping this thing up.
There are just 2 or 3 contenders at this point. I'll give it to you.
I just want to change all my branding, Vulcan. I want to get rid of it.
Number one was rebranding. Please, this is all I'm going to focus on and get it done. Okay, I will. Sorry, I was just so distracted by all of this.
And Sky High, Nick
I need a new hat.
Yeah. Nick wants a professional space to bring in professional people. The BS stops today. This is our money. Protect it. Just a statement. And then the last statement, Spudley RJ. Interesting. Brian Legend told Nick doesn't believe in vision, but believes in Nick. Brian Legend clearly was in this to scam. No plan to release. Thank goodness for Nick. Gives us some hope. So that's the end of all the pinned comments I have here.
I just want to address one thing, all right? So I'm not an egomaniacal kind of leader person. I work by consensus, and I will tell you right away, I will make mistakes, okay?
So
but I will make mistakes together with all of you in public. And when I make a mistake, I'll fess up and I'll correct it and move on. So I'm an imperfect person. I have clarity of vision. I work hard, and I'm just, determined to succeed. So that's all I can give you. That I cannot make any guarantees. I never will make any promises that I cannot deliver on.
To err is human. Just don't scam, and you're good.
Yeah, well, that's pretty easy. Most of us don't have to do that. Like we don't do that as a.
That's 100% true. Yeah, most of us don't think that way, but it's
No way. Whoa. An honest living. Who would have known?
Yeah, life's great in Colorado. Chris Cruz, live mainnet launch is approximately 3 months with only 350K left. How's that ever going to work?
We are raising capital. We are raising capital for Liquid.
This is a good one. I was thinking, when will we see a white paper for us to read and understand everything you were talking about?
Oh, that's a good question. So white papers are typically for protocol and engineering related kind of things, etc. I think what we see here is 2 things. One, we might have a yellow paper, so that's just like a slightly more defined version of a white paper. But I think what would be better for us is to have a business plan deck that really, because we are speaking to non-crypto people, we need to get them on board, right? So they don't care about white papers and all that kind of stuff. They care about understanding the narrative. So we need to have it in simpler terms. So any question that says when, just realize that it's only about an hour ago now that I have gotten to the point where I can move forward a little bit. So you got to give me a little bit of time to get the people in place and to execute on this. But I think that'll be a good initiative for our marketing team to take on and execute very rapidly on.
Okay, I don't see a lot of comments. Here's one here.
Yeah, I was going to bring that one up.
Nick, how did you come up with the launch price of the coin? 9 to 5 is a substantial difference thanks to your hard work.
Thanks. I don't even know the absolute price yet. I basically put a speculation on it. We won't know until we have liquidity. So it is a guesstimate at this point.
Glad you said that, because
we will have a brand kit available for every on the website, so you will have all of that available.
Will it be free to use? Because I have certain merch stores that I can rebrand myself. I have the Vulcan merch store. No. I would like to call it the New Name merch store and then start having new name stuff. But
I think there'll be branding guidelines as you would expect in a brand kit. And you follow those branding guidelines, and you can do whatever you wish with that, like within those guidelines.
Perfect, as long as you approve.
I think I'm gonna do a merch store, and I'm gonna do like the Discord Daddy shirt or something.
I'm glad it's sticking. I named you the Discord Daddy, and look
you
at
did.
that. Can
Someone
we create
said
a
that.
role for him called Discord Daddy?
He's the big DD.
He comes
Someone
in when
said it in
anybody's
the
fighting
comment.
and we want him to stop. We go, "Hey, Daddy's in the house."
You know, was that
Jesus.
Kryptonian was like, well, something that's what you say when you walk in, your kids are up to no good.
Hey,
But,
where did he disappear? He was on here, right?
he's really, really not feeling well.
Oh
So
no!
And he's got to travel at like super
Yeah.
early. So
Oh my gosh.
he said he still had to
Hope he gets
pack. Yeah.
Oh, I saw a really cool comment. I gotta make sure I star
Is it
that
berries?
and kind of a question.
Oh.
But what is Kelly? I'm just gonna bring this one up. It's too long for me. I'm just gonna go with what he's doing. Nick, I want to thank you personally for how you stepped up to the plate. A lot of things have changed in my life for no foreseeable light at the end of the tunnel. You being here gives hope. So I thought he had a question. I thought I saw a question mark, but that's great. That's great. Here, this one down here, I think this is really, really an interesting question here. Nick, would you be interested in wearable technology that visually displays NFTs branded in the blockchain livery?
Sounds pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be interested in that. So actually, that brings up one thing. We talk about projects. Wait, let's answer this question.
Yes, this is. Please ask Nick if all 7.5 million tokens can't vote in DAO, or only BL and Plan B is.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
only
my
those two.
second time posting
Only
a question.
only those two. Yeah, and remember I posted earlier about quadratic voting, right? So it's important to note that whales cannot have an undue influence on the vote.
Top Legend, if I missed your question, if you could, when you do a question, maybe just at the YouTuber, just like at Chris or whatever. I'm usually looking for an at Chris or Greek or whatever first, because sometimes I get halfway through them and it looks like someone's talking to somebody else. And if there's not a question mark in it, I go right past it sometimes. So if I missed it, I'm sorry. And then Sky High says, so beyond rebases, have you given thought to a passive income besides rebasing?
Yep, we've got the incentive pool just for that purpose. So yeah.
NR, I'm sending you something through text.
Right on, brother.
And Corey Hanks says, Nick, please urge all of us in the community to stop mentioning the previous team and their names. We are rebranding, and we need to only speak for the present to the future. It tarnishes the future. Well, Corey, there is the Discord daddy out there. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. This is just a placeholder. I'm not doing that. That's what they're doing. But what do you think about that, Nick?
Look, sort of as a leader, what I can do is just lead by example and encourage people to look at how they can promote and contribute to their own success in this. So to the extent people want to do things that are sort of self-defeating, I can't stop them. It's up to the community to do that. It should not come from me. It is all our jobs to do that. Everyone should feel empowered to essentially, tell people if they are out of line and not look to some moderator or someone to do that. I feel like I'm going to sort of drive the culture here, and the culture is going to be more about openness, about honesty, about transparency, etc., and less about juvenile name calling and all of that kind of stuff. And so I feel like over time, the people who are doing that will stick out like a sore thumb and will feel very foolish about doing that. And so organically, I feel like we can fix that. It's going to take some time though, but I don't want to give decrees for anything. That is not how this will work, right? I got to set the tone, and the tone is going to drive how things work. So that's how I approach this.
Yes, and he has a follow-up to it. Says, I just believe that any link from the blockchain to them gives potential partners cold feet.
Agreed.
Yeah, agree.
We won't be doing that.
And I think that's, but at the same time, I think that Nick also understands, and I know I do, and everything. A lot of people do. There's deep wounds. So we have gone through a ton in the last couple of years, and when Nick speaks and everything like that, hopefully people understand it more. There's a lot. We're so used to not believing anything like a leader says, and it's like, okay. I think that'll catch up and everything like that. But I'm good.
Yeah, and I am totally sensitive to the fact that there's a high degree of mistrust. And I'm in the hot seat. I get that,
Yes.
and I know all my actions are subject to scrutiny, and I cannot make even a single screw up. But I will make some screw ups. Okay, I'm just letting you know up front.
Yeah.
I will do that, but I'll fess up to it, and then we'll go on. So,
Sky High, would you do me a favor and ban yourself from my YouTube? This strawberry thing is just getting out of hand, brother. But back to Ricky Bond says, Nick, would you be interested to do marketing in sports?
is this like Ballers or what? What are we talking about here? I'm talking about the HBO show. I don't know if you guys know what
Oh yeah,
man, with The Rock.
Now hold on a second, Nick. I have to be one of those ones that when that show came out, The Rock was very popular with my kids because of Fairy Tale and a bunch of things, and that came on, and I was like, "Oh, let's watch it, kids."
No,
I was like, "Holy
Not for the
smokes."
kids. Not for the kids.
Earmuffs, kids. Let's turn the TV off. Let's get, because I was thinking it's a Rock, It's like, but I was like, "Woo!" So we had a little bit of therapy after that. It was no big deal.
Now, couldn't we? I mean, with the creator's blockchain, I mean, couldn't you, in essence, you could use it for the blockchain for sports cards. You could use it for some of the sports stuff as well. I mean,
like skateboards, customized art,
correct,
car.
correct.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of vectors.
I see a market in the sports world as well.
Yes. So the answer is
look at this.
Yes.
This is
but let me tell you how we're gonna do it. Okay. So let me pull up this slide here again and share my screen. Sorry, I need to do this because I want to do this. Start getting people thinking like that. Okay. So could you kindly bring up my
sure thing.
Okay. Here. So see this here, Ecosystem Council? That's the team that's going to be responsible for all these partners and all of this kind of stuff. Okay, so I see that there's breaking news. So that's more important, I guess. So I can stop this here. But Ecosystem Council is where we'll go through, and that's where you would go to the lead there, and they would have a protocol where you would bring these leads, etc. They would talk to them and establish something. So I think everyone's going to be looking at the video then.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting point and everything like that. I think there's a lot of people there. It seems like everything's blowing up everywhere, but we'll have to see how that goes.
What timing of the video, huh?
It's crazy, right?
For anybody who doesn't know, CoffeeZilla's video is out, Patreon pre-release. You can watch it. I just shared it in my Discord. Go click it. Go watch. I make an appearance in the first 10 seconds. So,
in the end,
hopefully it brings help to a lot of people that, like I said, that have been deeply wounded over so long a time and everything like that. But
maybe this might bring some people to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't see any comments in there, and I think that people are kind of distracted right now. Nick, you got anything else that you want to talk about that you maybe didn't get a chance to, or anything like that?
No, it's been a great day. We got some milestones achieved, and now all I can see is a way to the future, and just start working hard on that. I can finally start doing what I wanted to do 20 days ago. And execute on this. So
I have one more. We always seem to have just one more. Let's see, Nick, your hard work and dedication will not go unrewarded. I think you're underpaid. You deserve everything that can be given. So,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
all right, and I think. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's a very interesting question. Nick, is live streaming video fall under creators as well? Because I'm thinking creators can also monetize on a per second you watch. Another is gaming creators as well. Creators and sell inside the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely see that as a valid use case. And NFTs inside games are a big business.
And then Bob Z says, is Jason still an advisor? If so, is there a salary involved?
Yes, he's an advisor, and there will be a salary. I have to finalize that, but there will be, and that's the cost of kind of getting to this agreement.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know the launch, Wealthy King. We're as soon as possible, right? But we're
Yeah,
thinking
my goal is 8th is the cutoff date for me.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the 8th right now, Wealthy King. So if you guys have any other questions that we missed or anything like that, let me know. You can message me in there. We can put them in new name, and there's also a section in there where questions for Nick. I guess some things can be put in there. There's also the star board. If you go in and you put something in there, and you get, I think 10 stars, right? Nick, is it? You get 10 stars on your comment. It'll go into the star board area where it's shown everywhere.
Oh, I did not know that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, it's pretty neat. It wasn't something I did. It was the mods. The mods did that, or
Nick doesn't have to worry. All his comments get 10 stars, so he's always in there. I have to work for my stars,
I know everyone's somewhat distracted, but I just wanted to just briefly mention that one of the projects that I want to bring on here right away is art packs. I think I've talked about it, and we did our first drop last week, and we're doing another drop tomorrow. So if you want to see kind of how this model works and what's coming, you can go check it out. Can I share my screen and show you real quick? I know everyone's distracted, but I just want to take a second. No. We are going to bring this.
No, I'm interested in art packs.
Yeah, I'm looking for questions everywhere. I'm not sure about that other video right now, but I'm looking for questions.
So we did our Genesis drop last week, and the idea here is basically that you mint a pack, and in that pack you get five artworks. I'm going to go to this guide for collectors and show you. So in the Genesis drop, these are artworks that were present. So you could get any 5 of these artworks in your pack, and so these are curated, different tiers, some pretty high quality artworks, which are, some of them are photographs, some of them are 2D digital, some of them are 3D, some of them are videos, etc. So, but there's 62 artists from around the world. Some of them are videos. So there's 62 artists from around the world. And so when you go here and you mint one of these, you can mint as many packs as you want. Each one causes it's 0.12 ETH, so it's actually quite affordable. You get 5 artworks dropped into your wallet. So tomorrow we'll be doing this drop here called Supernova. So Supernova is about colors. It's a very, very colorful artworks. So we have 65 artists there, and this launches tomorrow. So that's going to be drop 2. Drop 3 is Birthright. So we keep going on like that. Drop 7, which is titled Womanhood, is when we come to our chain and do in parallel Ethereum and our chain. So that's 1 drop per week. So I'm planning on our chain being available for this drop, basically. So if you have any doubts about that, so yeah, so we'll get going, and very, very soon after that we'll have the NFT marketplace on our protocol also. So then people can start trading it. And that's what people do, right? Like they get these in here and some of them immediately want to flip them. Yeah. So it's amp.artpacks.io. I'll just
put that in there, and put it in the private chat, and then I can put it in
Yeah.
everybody's chat.
So please go, and if you want to check out the Genesis pack, buy a pack and see what the experience is like. And tomorrow, like I said, I'll be on a space in the morning, and we'll launch the Supernova one. So yeah, that's
Okay. And Nick, you know about Fowler's launch tomorrow night of his F3 Warriors.
Yeah,
He's
I've
doing
heard about
his
that. So
NFT.
yeah, I need to check it out, and I need to support him. So I'll definitely do that.
It's going to be like 7:45 p.m. I don't know. That's the time he puts. I don't know if that's where it's going to,
I'll ping him and see
but
how I can support him.
yeah, so he's all pumped about it. That's where he is tonight. He's finalizing everything up. And I think I actually don't think he's slept in a week. Didn't you?
I agree with that. I don't think he
Yeah,
has.
he's been
Having us test things, having us read things.
I came into this the StreamYard and went to check his time or whatever. He was in here doing and like just sitting there, and I was like, "Hey, are you in here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in here." And I'm like, "What are you doing by yourself?" He's like, "Oh, it's just peaceful." I'm like, okay, he's big. He's pretty excited.
So Nick, I do have another question. Obviously I saw that Jason's still an advisor. He's going to be getting a salary. Does that deal also go to BL as well? Is he still getting a salary? Is he still an advisor?
No,
okay,
nothing.
All right.
Like I said, I negotiated terms in order to be able to get to this point. It is what it is. I'll take the heat for it. It is what it is.
I mean, I have no doubt that you did what you felt you had to do, and those two guys weren't going to go away with nothing. So
No.
Yeah.
They're not going to let it go.
Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm sure he'll split it with his boyfriend.
Okay, so when I put in those links, everything just goes all over the place.
Yeah, it goes to every person's page. It's like 7.
You got to change. You got to change the setting at the bottom from commenting to all to just yours.
I wanted to do it to all so that people, if they're watching on yours or whatever, wherever they got the link, I didn't have to do it. But Chris did see your comment and look for NR or Kryptonian to set that up.
Yeah, we'll set something up with them.
And then Ricky Bond says Alpha Coin is doing a sponsorship in professional pool billiards. Have done this for a couple years. That sounds good. There's a lot of things out there. A lot of things are going to be on. That's going to be really cool to see that chart filling in as we go along and what the different areas are and everything. So I don't have anything else. I don't have any other comments or anything like that. No one came to me with anything. I don't have anything in the Discord. Well, I don't think so.
Nick, do you have any centralized exchanges that you're kind of going to be focusing on initially?
I have to go find out the details on that. But at this point, I do not know. I'm happy to take advice from people though on that. And like I said, there's going to be a team who's focused on exchanges, so they'll figure that out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't know, guys, and that's why I want to have the right people in the team lead position and let them figure that out, because I don't know everything. I'll admit right away. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else? Anybody on the panel or anything like that?
Appreciate your time, Nick.
I'm free to go get dinner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. And look forward to... by the way, I was not kidding when I said I want to keep this avenue of communications open.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I can do it at this time every day because I'm on Pacific time, etc. But we can come up with a regular kind of schedule. I'm not too keen on having sort of my AMA show or whatever. I would rather just the community do its thing, and just pop in there and answer questions in everybody's shows like that. I know you're all creators and this is important for you. So I would rather do that. Once in a while when there's some very strategically important thing, I might do a direct protocol level
Nick,
AMA.
what I would recommend, and this is what I would do, and this is what Biz Entertainment. I would recommend that Biz be he knows everybody's YouTubers, all that stuff, and like there's like a lot of schedules and stuff, and who legitimately would be, but I mean, I don't want to be one of these ones that I'm constantly sending you info, and you're like getting filled up with invites to come into something, but he's great at that kind of stuff. He keeps us all in.
He's a great coordinator. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I'll work with him and actually have marketing lead also work with them. And in fact, what I can do is I can just create my calendar time slots, and you can just fill them in and just show up. My goal is to basically get you guys to say stop coming on these AMAs. Like enough of this.
That'll probably never happen, Nick.
Well,
we really enjoy having you, man.
What the goal is to have you come on here and you tell us about if we landed on the moon or not. I mean, that's what the important thing is. We got a blockchain and everything.
Landed on the south side of the moon successfully. Yes.
Yeah.
I meant to send that to Kryptonian. I meant to send that to him.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was watching that the other day, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! That's pretty cool. We should talk to Kryptonian about it."
But I can tell you this, guys. Any week that goes by where we don't have anything to talk about is a week we have failed. Right? We need to have a lot of activity on this here. We need to have constant momentum on this. So I think there's always going to be stuff to talk about, and hopefully more in the line of, we are doing this deal, and how do we implement this particular DApp or things like that, and moving beyond like the minutiae we've been focusing on. Like I'd rather talk about business and applications and partnerships and all those kind of things, and also potentially like, we signed this person or something like that,
Barry says, make Jason a contractor, only pay for hours requested. That is I deal with a lot of contractors, a lot of things I'm going to do. And Gus says also our X Spaces too.
I love those. I used to be on Twitter Spaces all the time until about 20 days ago when I got into this here. So I'll go back.
Well, you've come on ours for quite a bit. And it's very, very enjoyable. But we since Fowler's launching his F3 Warriors, he's kind of been wanting to be able to be seen, and he can show his stuff and everything like that. So we want to go over there all the time, but it's more like when we're over there, it's more relaxed. It's more, Gus even comes up and he'll talk, and Aris has been up there, and Sky High. You just look at several of these people.
So you've seen this, right, Chris? I joined this, and a bunch of artists will show up because they get the signal, right? So,
but that is a little distracting, though, Nick, because they start joining, and I start looking at their profiles and looking at their pictures, and then like everything's silent, and I have to run back and be like, "Oh, what? Oh, hey, I was paying attention, I swear." But all right, well, I mean, if we don't have anything else, I think everybody's really into the video that dropped. But hopefully, hopefully everybody, it's good for everybody and they find peace. But do you guys don't have anything else? I think I'm just going to wrap it up here. I mean, we'll just go out with Nick, all of us. Unless you guys got something you want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say to Nick, thank you for all the time that you spent negotiating on the phone with certain parties, and just all the time that you invested so far. Glad you're feeling better, and thank you for your time tonight as well.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
I appreciate it. Yep.
All right, Godspeed, guys.
Thank you, Nick.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good night.